Yeah, so let's just get started with who we have here. So yeah, I guess who wants to go through what exactly happened last time?
I don't even recall exactly what happened.
It started at the dragon. You escaped the dragon. That's where it starts.
So we ran through. We decided to make a quick getaway, which involved taking a long break to first wait 1 minute for you to swap spells, then waiting while we tried to figure out what the dragon statue was saying. And then after taking this long break in the midst of running away quickly, we continued to run away quickly. And we made it towards the forest. We were heading towards where the druids were to kind of say, oh, the dragon's gone evil. Any advice, you wise old druids? And before we could get there, there was a slight road bump. We met a dragon warrior, and he was he'd seen better shape. It was the one who was trapped on the ground, who, by some accounts, you could say he's dug himself out. He's was missing an arm, a leg. Yeah, not very good. And we tried to get some information out of him, but couldn't. So we just ended up killing him. And now he doesn't have to suffer if he was suffering, or if he was enjoying his life. Then it's a bit of a shame. But he was trying to kill us still, and did make an attack against us or two. So we can't feel too bad. Then we found the druids. We told them what had happened. They were like, "Oh, that's quite unpleasant." And you were not able to make your teleport place there because they didn't really want that. Understandably. Yeah, let's just set up a teleport inside your home, your private. But yeah, then we continued back to the city, and we heard some loud windmill, and that turned out to be an airship, the Empire's airship, and the Emperor's personal airship. And we weren't allowed admittance onto the airship. It's very top military, state-of-the-art stuff. And then there was also the dragon came up through the water and said to everyone in the city, give up our party or I'll burn the city, which wasn't really great. I think before this, actually, we met with Walton Rich briefly to debrief about what happened, and it was in a public place, so we were happy to share most of what had happened with him turning evil, the dragon. And that put people in a panic. Then we were summoned to see the Emperor after the dragon said that he'd burn down the city if we weren't given up. And then I'm not sure whose idea it was initially, but we revealed to the Emperor, Walton Rich, and the Empire as a whole that we have a wish scroll. And they quite understandably wanted it. Then some of our party wanted to hand it over, and some of them were adamantly against that. And we ended up being quite disrespectful to the Empire. We made Walton Rich reveal his eyes, and they were sealed shut with scars. So there is still the possibility that beneath those scars are blue eyes. There's also the possibility that he is just a loyal wizard to the Emperor, and that he's just hurt his eyes with magic, and we're just following the biggest red herring to know. But then we went off the airship, we cast the spell ourselves, and then we got some magic rods for plane shifting, and our lovely barbarian was kidnapped. So,
Well, forcibly recruited.
yeah.
To become Doom Guy.
Yeah. In addition to the plane shift rods, you also got the teleportation circle sigils. And that is basically where we left off, was that Zerud had just got zapped out, and you're just sitting at this lake, and Zerud's gone.
Zerud! Oh my god! Where are you? Are you okay?
If I remember, we were able to like recognize that it was Iniok that grabbed him.
Yes.
What's going on?
So, I wonder why he would take Zerud instead of just coming back if he can already make portals. Did he decide they need something there?
Like with all of the sending we have done to Enel and his non-response, I think this is gonna be the same thing if we ask him something later. He's just not gonna respond.
Well, let's leave a bit of time passing so that he can get his bearings over there, and once he knows what's happening, then I'll send him a message. But either he comes back for us quickly, or we'll give it a bit of time. Otherwise, if something's urgent happened over there, there's no use in sending.
I just wonder if this means we should try to fast track finding a way to get over there.
Before going over there, shouldn't we just try to get out of here right now? We're kind of like in a low-key prison cell within these walls of where are we again?
Cantok.
Yeah, I guess since obviously the dragon hasn't shown back up, we don't know if it actually worked. Once we can actually get confirmation of that, we probably would be allowed to leave again.
Could you
As
do
you're
sending to the dragon?
as you're having a chat, you hear a guard actually yell at you from behind. They just shout, "Hey, you over there sitting!
Yeah.
What are you doing here? What business have you there?"
Are we not allowed to be here?
No, there's no loitering around here. I've seen you sit there for hours now. What are you doing? Explain yourself.
We want to see if the dragon comes back.
Well, that's no place for you people to be. The Imperial Army will take care of that.
Whoa. What do you mean? You people.
Okay, we can probably see if the dragon shows up no matter where we are in the city.
I feel like couldn't we just do a sending to Hoffnidry and see if he responds? Are you familiar with Hoffnidry?
Determined last week that we didn't know him enough to be familiar for the spell. Plus,
The god says, well, be on your way then. Get out of here.
yeah, let's move. Because this also kind of tells me that the General Guards don't necessarily know who we are, so that means they might not stop us if we try to leave.
Where do you want to start going?
Somewhere where we can be private and sit down. Maybe just the inn of the room of the inn we were in.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Let's go back there.
You start
Do we get
walking
any
there.
Funny looks from the owner of the place where we were summoned by Walter Rich himself.
Yes, you do.
As we honestly should.
Well, if the General Guards don't recognize us, then we might be able to just leave the city if we want to try to go back to the dragon's lair and see if he's back to normal.
We could try swimming through the tunnel.
Do
We
we
could
have
try that
waterway?
too if we're all able to, get through there.
See,
So if you were to go by the assumption that the lake in the city and the lake in the Dragon's Lair, or the pool in the Dragon's Lair, are directly connected by water, that would be like an over a day's travel underwater. So yeah.
so shifting 2 of us into killer whales with a 60-foot swimming speed would not be enough for 1 hour.
Yeah, for 1 hour, no.
Yeah. just putting that out there.
Oh, and
It's
and
gonna-
worse, a killer whale can only hold its breath for 30 minutes. So I don't
Yeah.
know. First.
Yeah, I mean, I have the necklace of adaptation, so I can breathe in any environment, but I do not I'm not good at
You
swimming.
can ride a killer whale.
I also don't really know how resting in underwater would work. But that is going by the assumption that it's just water between the 2 points. Who knows?
True.
I don't know.
Could be a whole cave system under there. I think it would make more sense just to walk.
It would make more sense just to walk, and we have many ways to get out of the city, even if we want to get out without being known, we can easily make that happen.
So yeah, I mean, I think that right now we need to confirm if the dragon has been cured or not, and that either means staying here and waiting to see if it shows up, or going back to its lair.
I'm of the opinion that we should not irritate Walton Rich and the Empire more than we need to at the moment, and perhaps we wait here for the dragon.
Could I send my familiar all the way there? The only thing is I can't communicate with it. And you would have to do sending onto it or something. Sending to a familiar.
But the familiar cannot communicate, can it? It can
Yeah, that's
telepathically
true.
communicate
That's
with
true.
you.
Does Parsnip know a language?
Parsnip recognize the language of what I speak. But then
Yeah,
again,
you
I'm
don't-
not gonna send it as Parsnip, right? I need to send it as something that flies or swims.
Yeah, because if they don't recognize a language, then I don't think sending does anything.
It recognize the languages that I speak, which is Sylvan, Primordial, and Elvish, and Common, I think.
Oh, by the way, something I didn't point out was that this person who told you to get out of there seemed like they were more like just or they looked like a regular city guard rather than the Imperial soldiers that you've been seeing around. So clearly the city guard is left on patrol duty, telling people not to loiter.
Yeah. Let's see.
I say we seek out some entertainment to kill some time. Can we ask the
Is it not the
innkeeper
night?
if there's any nighttime entertainment in this city or ways to pass time?
So I mean, it's late afternoon right now. They tell you that there's lots of things to do. There's apparently a theater show that's going on. They say people in a nearby tavern, they play cards there. There's a lot of things that you can do that you can. But they do say that most of these things do take place like pretty early in the evening. Like Pyros would also know being from here that people tend to stay out of the streets during the night.
Well, gang, should we go to the theatre? Sounds like a swell time.
Shouldn't we just sleep it off? It's already the night. Like, why?
Well, it's not night. It's lunchtime at the moment. Late
Or
afternoon.
late
Yeah.
afternoon, so a little bit before sunset.
Yeah.
I think it would be a good way for us to de-stress after the recent events. We were talking about a spa day, and this is just as good.
The door to the inn opens, and you see somebody you don't recognize come in, and they look around and they kind of look at you, trying to like figure out who you are, seemingly.
You looking for someone?
They say, yes, the fire starters. I was told to. You look kind of like. Are you them?
Depends. What are you asking for?
I'm a courier. I'm delivering a message.
Yes.
Then yeah, we are the fire spot.
All right. I was told by the wizard Waltrentich to bring you a message. He said that he told me to say that based on your last stunt, he doesn't trust you to follow orders. So he will let you know if you disobey and leave the city. He will reveal your past actions to all. And that's it. That's the message.
Cool. Thank you for that. Can I insight check this guy, actually?
On what?
Is this message coming from Walton Rich, or let's say it could be the Thieves Guild? Or would I not really be able to detect that?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely wouldn't be able to detect what the origin of a message is, but you can insight check whether they are lying that they are bringing this from Watertridge.
Come on, insight. Hey, I've had worse.
You get a suspicion that this person seems a little bit shifty, but you can't figure out anything beyond that.
And with my insight, that could go either way. Well, that to Fred just reaffirms what he was thinking. He wanted to stay in the city and just deal with it, and now he's terrified, more so.
But you guys are way too passive. I feel like we should have a new plan called go back into the castle, which is now empty in the Empire, and dig up dirt on Volton Ditch. Should like go into his lab and see what else he has, so that we could reveal him.
I'd imagine
Of course,
that they
I'm
still
saying
have
only when
guards
we are-
there.
Only when we are in like a safe space.
I love this plan.
You have to, like,
And also, I would point out,
live a fugitive life otherwise, you know?
KJ, I would also point out you weren't here when it was like a big thing, but Waltratich's like main tower is by Sarvent, not actually in the capital. So that could maybe be where you would you would dig up dirt. But anyways,
In any case, we know he's heading towards the Tower of Arc, right? Like, so anywhere else there wouldn't be people.
I'm just gonna voice this to you lot. If he's saying this, then presumably he's got some means of ensuring that we stay in the city or observing us to make sure that we do not leave the city.
We already knew that.
Yeah, so whilst we could make an escape, he would know about it. And I'm not sure if we want that kind of heat.
So what are you gonna do? Stay here for the rest of your life?
Until
We
they
are-
deal with the problem. He
We
said he
are
would
very
deal-
close to the border of another country, you know.
I suppose.
So we are going to lead the fugitive life. Have you resigned to it?
I'd rather not. I'll make that much known.
Hmm.
Okay, what has the Empire done for you that you're so loyal to it?
What they've done is they've threatened me, and that's pretty reasonable. Yeah. Threatening,
That
scary.
sounds like a very compassionate reason to stay in the Empire. You know?
More fear rather than loyalty.
Yeah, that about sums it up.
So why are you trying to stay? Shouldn't we just leave?
Well, to own up for our actions, we've tried to resolve the issues that we've faced as best we can, but with the scale of what we've done, there's been some miscalculations. But we've tried to do right by people, and it hasn't always worked out. I feel like we should try and be accountable for our actions.
You know what? Assuming that we are in a safe space to talk, I feel like we should
Sure.
take measures to go against if in the event they are going to reveal what we do. Like what Videsh is referring to, like the whole Arcanium thing, right? So I feel like maybe you should reach out to the Bard Guild and spread rumors that says the Empire is trying to hog all of this, and then maybe it's a good thing we let it out, right? I mean, what are you going to do against all of the people rather than just us?
To be fair, we have no idea how the Arcanium recipe has affected other countries, nor do we know what they had countermeasures wise to it or not. So, an interesting angle, because if the Empire is the only place in the continent that can create the cure to magic being unstable, that is quite dastardly, the prices they were offering for it. So,
So I'm like, my thoughts are dig up dirt and voltage, or spread rumors to defend ourselves. I'm leading the criminal life. You guys should resign to it.
it is quite useful being able to go at places and not be immediately arrested, however, though.
It's very useful to always have teleport spell up.
Yeah, it's a little hard to do some shopping if you need to sneak around all the time.
Merlin could do the disguise self thing. That's very useful too. You know, criminals have ways of being very inventive and innovative.
Can we back up a second and ask why are you so happy to resign yourself to a life of crime? Perhaps.
I'm just not ready to realize the fact compared to you guys. I feel like you guys are still in this delusional state. Like everything will be smoothed over, you know? I'm like, ugh.
I don't know, it's tough because there's definitely things that we need to do.
Do a
But-
sending spell to your mom. Ask her for advice. Ask her what she would do.
Mom, help.
I'm scared.
I've done crimes.
Your little boy isn't innocent anymore.
Oh. Then your mum reports you to the police.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
To a rehab center.
Do either of you have the ability to scry? Scry on the dragon?
Scry, no.
Or anything that can actually get far enough to be able to see?
We're further than a mile, so no.
If we were one level higher, I could use scrying, but
There's
That's a good wish.
There is that wizard tower in town, and also last time anyone has scryed anything in this game, I think, was back in Stoneholm when the party asked the guild wizard there to do it. So the Adventurers Guild could also possibly help with that.
Sure. Let's go spend some gold and find out what's happened to the dragon, because that will progress things along rather than us twiddling our thumbs.
so yeah, I guess we can try to head to, well,
Are we all going to go at once, or are we going to try and disguise self to...
yeah, I was gonna say if someone goes in, they're probably gonna need to be disguised because last time, basically as soon as walking in, we were told it was bad.
Does the wizard tower have like any openings or windows?
Why does that matter?
Yep.
What
Yeah.
kind
Like-
of plan are you concocting?
The wizard's
Or, like, just
tower is
teleport
very
in.
the wizard's tower is very insecure.
I'm like, just teleport in. What? If you're gonna disguise self, why not just teleport in?
What does teleporting into the tower...
No, okay, so hold on. I think you're talking about two different things here. I think the disguising self thing, correct me if I'm wrong, but the disguise self thing is more for the Adventurers Guild idea
Yeah.
than the Wizard's Tower.
Yeah.
Technically,
I mean, the
we do
Wizard.
have,
So the Wizard's Tower, the problem there was that they don't really trust you because Mervyn was being very suspicious, but they don't like openly turn you away. But I mean, you can still do criminal things and just teleport in there. That's fine. Just go ahead.
And as far as trying to scry on the dragon, we technically do have possessions of it from the Horde, so that
We
would
do.
that would help reduce its save against it. But
I could subtle suggestion. There we go.
for
Second.
what?
Getting the guild to or the wizard tower to scry for us.
Sure. That sounds good.
Which one do you want to go to?
I can disguise myself. Mervyn can disguise himself, but the rest of the party cannot disguise themselves. So let's go to the place known as the Wizard Tower and try there, because we're not immediately going to get kicked out of there. There, it's just a bit of distrust, which we can overcome with a bit of magic.
So you're going right back where you started.
Hopefully the same card is not there anymore.
No, you don't see them around. It is getting late in the day though.
So yeah, we'll go up to him, or whoever's at the
The attendant.
yeah.
Yep.
And first we'll ask if we can pay to scry on the dragon.
They say yes, absolutely. Tomorrow, it would work.
Around what time?
Any time, like before sunset.
Lovely. Okay.
Most of
They've
our
already used their spell slots for the day.
yeah, most of our wizards have gone to
To bed.
rest already.
Very well. Okay, we'll do that tomorrow then. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Could you let us know about how much it would cost?
Yes. Hold on. What is scry? Scry.
It looks like it doesn't consume the material component, but it does require a material worth at least 1,000 gold to cast. It's 5th level.
If you had a scroll of wishing, you could just wish to scry. But you used
Good
it.
idea. Yeah. Can we retcon some stuff?
Yes. A little bit of retcon, yes. If you had if you had the wish spell, could you wish that you would have the scroll? That would be a definite like monkey paw situation where you would be wishing that you had the
Wishing for more
scroll.
wish, right?
No, but see, you're wishing that you would have the scroll, which then the wish spell would work in that way that it would then make it so that first wish you made never happened, so the dragon's bad again. So yeah, you would not want to do that. Anyways,
Should have wished for a means to produce wish scrolls.
Wish for more wish.
yeah. But yeah, they tell you it's 2,000.
2,000. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was-
Not the cheapest service.
That's what I was talking about for when I get my next level. I get a limited wish feature, which lets me use basically any 6th level spell once every 1d4 days.
I think you are making quite a big assumption that you'll be alive to then.
And we're close, right?
Have you not heard me talk about the fugitive life?
I say we go to sleep now, get a different personality, and try and get some more rest.
Oh, that's probably a good plan. A less criminal personality.
Sure, because you are.
Okay, so you head on back to sleep at the inn. But you go to sleep. But as you're sleeping, you all of you dream about all of you, like you all share a dream. You obviously don't know necessarily right away that you're sharing the dream, but in the morning you can go on about it and notice that you had the same dream where all of you were there at the same time. So you find yourself on a just a field, that grassy field that goes on forever. Like, you see horizon, it's all flat everywhere. The sky is completely clear, and it's filled with more stars than it should have. And you find yourselves just there, standing in the middle of all of this. You hear from kind of everywhere, you hear this booming voice that speaks to you in a language you don't recognize or understand, but somehow the words still are understandable to you. And the voice says, "You have saved my child. And for this, I am ever thankful. Our connection to your plane is weak. There's nothing we can do, for the corruption begins where you are. Go with the blessing of us all and save us from this calamity. And that's all you remember about the dream. And then you wake up.
I feel
You all wake up fully rested, but you all wake up fully rested, but Pyros, you do have a strange feeling about you. Like as you are... Had we talked about how you receive your spells from your patron?
I don't think we ever really talked about that now.
How do you think that happens?
So one thing is they don't really give too much, like, guidance on that for the class.
Like, I think, like just brainstorming it a little bit, I'm thinking like when you think about a wizard, for example, the wizard just reads their book. A sorcerer just knows things. A cleric prays to their deity, who sort of allows them to do these things. Same with a paladin. A druid just draws from the nature or natural deities, while a warlock then gets that power from their pact. So
I think it would make a lot of sense for it to be tied to the lantern somehow.
yeah. But like, would it be... Hello, Kate. Would it be would it be more that, like, you are obviously, as a player, you choose the spells that you have, but is it more that you are asking the patron to grant you these powers, or is it more that they are giving you these powers to use? If you get what I'm getting at here.
I mean, for the particular situation he has, I think it was more of the powers are given to him to, you know, try and accomplish the goals that the patron had.
Yeah. So it's So I think it's more that the idea is that that your patron is kind of like sending wireless power into your lantern, and then you're like pulling that power out of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think since you were already fully powered now, like all your spell slots and everything, you don't necessarily need to recharge as much, but you do notice that the lantern feels a little bit weaker. And to catch Kate up on what happened, you well, it's been a lot of discussion about what you should do next. But you're gonna go and scry for the dragon. That was the plan.
I'm shocked.
But
I'm shocked.
but right now you are waking up from sleeping, and you had a dream where you heard a voice, and Mervyn seems to have forgotten what was said. Everybody else
So-
remembers this crystal clear, but Mervin's like, yeah, I had the same dream, but
So
Did
is
I?
this EJ?
Yes. But yes, yesterday we had a somewhat shifty-looking courier come saying that he had a message from Walter Titch, and that
Yeah.
he said that he is watching us, and if we leave the city, then he will tell everyone everything we have done.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And then had the dream where basically we were sitting in a field in a clearing, completely clear night sky, more stars than what are normally in the sky, and a disembodied voice from all directions saying, that we have saved their child, and thanks for that, and that we were receiving blessings from all of them, but that they cannot directly intervene.
Cool.
Who is this child do you think they're referring to?
Orphanage drink.
If that is a child, what's its parent? That's a being you don't want to piss off.
Yeah, 'cause,
I feel like, what if it's someone else? Maybe it's Enoch?
well, because
Oh,
the
maybe it
legend
is
was that that this dragon was one of the first.
Yeah.
Could be true.
So it would be whatever
comes
would
before
give
the
birth to the
first?
first dragon.
Yeah.
God.
does anyone want to maybe use some religion checks on this?
That's a good idea. Yeah. Would anyone like bardic inspiration for that?
Is anyone specifically trained in religion?
I have a +5 because it is intelligence, but probably
Then
so does.
You will be getting a bardic inspiration.
Does celery have
No,
religion?
you
Okay.
you have better mods.
Okay. Then I will roll religion.
You're not a very
So
religious
Great.
group.
That's okay. That's okay. Roll a d8. Roll a d8.
Kate, I would also want you to tell me beforehand, what do you think this is about, which might give you a bonus? And
Well-
would like also as a added thing, would Mervin know about this necessarily? How do you think? How do you feel?
I think Mervin actually has a pretty high Arcana, so I think he has read a lot of books. He just is very much anything having to do with this sort of stuff is very self-trained, so it's sort of just like a weird random amount of information or random places for information. And yeah, I think he would say, well, the thing we most recently saved is orphanaging, and because Enoch gave the impression that his people didn't like him very much, so I don't know if they would refer to him as their child. So I would go with orphanaging. And if he is among the first dragons, then I don't know what primordial being would have created the dragons, or if there are any older than him. But since they can enter dreams, that's not gold dragons. They can enter dreams. It's not that far off and weird.
So you're spot on with everything, and you like
And also,
you
sorry,
think
I'd like to
yeah.
add Flash of Genius to get it up to an 18.
All right. All right. So you Mervin's pretty sure that the voice you heard was Bahamut, the dragon god.
Stupid, the one god we
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I don't want to say it. But yes. But yes. Because you would know that in terms of like dragons, they would like your knowledge of things is that dragons kind of see themselves as being what's the word?
Superior?
No. When somebody is Hold on. Descended, yes. A descendant of either Bahamut or Tiamat. And in terms of the metallic dragons, it would be Bahamut, and for the chromatic ones, it would be Tiamat. So metallic is the, gold, silver, metal ones, the good dragons generally, and the evil dragons, which are generally the red, blue, yellow, green, all of these, they would be descendants of Tiamat. So yeah, Mervyn thinks pretty strongly that you were just contacted by the God of Dragons.
Hey guys, I know I forgot what they said in the dream. Like immediately after it happened. But it has suddenly dawned on me that was totally Bahamut.
So now we know the child is saved. We don't even need to scry, right?
True.
But we should probably still go over
I'd love
there.
to know where it is. I would just love to know where it is.
That's a good point, but it's 2,000 gold.
Oh god damn it.
Yeah, so
We're
it's
we'd
knowing
have
where.
we'd have to start dipping into the money
So
got.
we should just return to the Dragon's Place. Honestly, after
Yeah.
that, like, Fred is like, okay, well, criminal life it is at this point. Let's break
Okay.
Walton Rich's rule.
Well,
So
hmm.
so shall we just bash our way through out? Like today I'm ready to
Bash our
fight.
way out.
Sorry. You asked for a different personality. Today I'm like fighting my way through. Burn everything down.
Well, since it's a new day, guess what spell I have?
What?
Fireball?
Disguise self.
I have water breathing.
That doesn't remove the fact that like we are actually leaving the town, right? So we are still gonna.
Well,
be
I
killed.
know that. I know that. I'm just saying, if someone were to, if we probably don't have to fight our way out to dive into the lake.
Or we could have just teleported over the walls.
Teleport. How do we
Yeah.
teleport?
Like I said, I didn't prepare teleport today. Today I'm bashing my way out.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of figured out yesterday that the general city guard don't recognize us, so we could
Right.
probably just walk out if we wanted to.
Right, blackmail is the thing keeping us here. Okay.
Yeah, it's Walton is saying that stay put, or all of our secrets are not secret.
Or we can go back to Salary's idea. This is Sal speaking. We can go back to Salary's idea and dig up dirt while Voltage is not around his tower or the Empire. Dig up dirt on him. Spread it out.
Changing personalities didn't help at all because everybody's just like, hey, Celery's idea was good.
Really, the only way I can think of to completely make it so that we're not in the situation anymore is to actually convince Walter Titch that the dragon is cured. And make sure it's, a public thing.
No, because he would
I
just
think
send
that's
people
not-
to go check on it. He's
Here's-
really done with us.
Here's what Fred's thinking. We were kind of like, for the longest time, we've just been following orders. Like, whether those orders have always been honourable and whether we should or should not have followed them is a different matter. But we've always been following people's orders, more or less. Like, we followed the Thieves Guild's orders to go unlock the latch to get the scroll. We a bit of interpretation there. We've been following the Adventurers Guilds to get the scroll case from one place to another place. Then we were following Worlds from Riches orders to kill a dragon, then speak to a dragon. We've always been working on someone's orders. So, we've just been given orders by the highest power imaginable. So Frid's quite willing to follow those orders. So, Frid is quite happy to go ignore Walton Rich and be like, oh well, what happens happens. A higher power than you has told us that we've got to do this. Let's do it.
So all in all, he's trying to say he's a law-abiding citizen.
Sort of. Frid's interaction with the rules and law are very interesting, I think.
Now,
He'll do as is told if they have appropriate power
here's
or
what
authority.
I'm gonna say. I plan, after all this is over, to go back to Hinun. So I don't really care if we have to run from if we're it'll make things a little more difficult, but I'll finally get to break out that forgery kit that you've not let me use for anything. So if we have to be on the run for the rest of this adventure, we can make that work. And
God, you guys want to just be fugitive? My thought on being a criminal and fugitive is to retaliate. I was telling Frid and Pyros earlier, like as salary, that we should connect with the Bard Guild and spread rumors about like how the Empire sucks and they're holding
We're not
all the
evil.
power
We're
and
not.
holding all
We
the
don't
power.
need to be vindictive. Like,
I'm not evil. I'm just chaotic.
yeah, no, that's fair. Celery, I totally hear you, and I would love to take down the Empire. It may be a little out of our reach, and like specifically antagonizing them when we have no means of taking them down.
Do we have
Might
access
not be a
to?
great idea.
Do we have access to non-detection?
To
Any
abjuration?
area with
From
Deridium,
divination?
like any area with Deridium, which is like the tower that we have access to from the vine, we could hide there and we are not detected.
Oh yeah.
It's also a third level spell that lasts 8 hours.
Oh.
And you need like 100 gold for it or something
25 gold
per
dust
day.
of 25 GP of gold dust, or diamond dust rather.
You could also go back to Sovereign, where is it Sovereign that we hide inside that cave with Deridium? I think it's Sovereign.
Yeah, it's
That's an
Sarvin.
option as well.
Yeah, his lab or his workspace was lined with Deridium.
So your plan is to run away and hide in a hole.
At least with non-detection, we can actually, move.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like Mervin, would you be able to like harvest some of the Deridium and then make like an amulet or armor out of it and have us all wear it so we could never be detected?
That's a great idea. If I had Deridium, I could experiment with it. I do not have any.
Right now,
You would be, especially after like seeing it in action and everything, you would be familiar enough with the material that you would know that that's not really gonna work, because the way it blocks is like it's like a wall, in the sense that like it's infused into the walls, so you would have to be like encased in it. And also there is the fact that it also blocks everything else, all other magic, so having a pendant of it would not be good, especially because that material is also what's used oftentimes in like shackles and stuff that suppress spellcasters if they are sent into jail and such. So you would basically just be turning yourself into a non-spellcaster with that.
Can you put like arcane eye and scrying and stuff into tiny hut?
Yes.
You can? Okay. Could I theoretically make like a fold out Duridium camping tent that we could all huddle into to have conversations, important conversations? Oh no, wait, can we can arcane eye and scrying and stuff go into the lantern?
Okay, so I don't know if I have to spell this out to you now or not, but
no, I understand that
you
they'll still be able to track where we are.
No. Hold on. Before you start crafting some weird lean-tos or tents out of metal, I would point out that you have a tower. You have a tower that is lined with this stuff. That if you want to go and have an important conversation, you could go and do it there, because you will have a teleportation thing that takes you there. So you know. So just saying.
Fine.
Fine, we'll use our brains.
God, I'm just deathly afraid of getting stuck there, though.
I know of this spell that I could choose what material it's made of. Let me check. Gerda's Towel. I think it's called Gerda's Towel. I don't have it at this level, but...
Okay, I've got a question. So, what is each player, or each character's, like, thoughts on what we do next? Because I'll start with Frid. Frid is okay with now going to see the Nidring the same way we found him before, and speaking to him, and then going on to try and deal with the cause of the calamity ourselves. We'll deal with the consequences of betraying the Empire later. The world is at stake. We've been tasked by God to save the world, and if that's not a reason to pick up your sword, then I don't know what is.
Frid just multiclasses into paladin.
Don't give me ideas.
I vote to leave, because even if we could like fool the spy into thinking we're still in the city for a day, that, you know, just so we can go see Orphanage Ring and come back, like we have to leave at some point. We're not going to stay here until the spell plague has taken over the world. So, you know, I'm okay with leaving. I really wish we could take a few days to prep, but I really want to see Orphanage Ring as soon as possible. I feel a little better after that dream. Because right now,
along with...
we're not, you know, fugitives, and we have full access to resources.
Once we leave the town, we are fugitives, because we are told explicitly not to. So in any case,
fugitives in this country, and there's a country just to the south. So
so
that's fair.
Cell and Celery is like very vindicative about this, and it's like I want to take revenge, but the thing is, like, I don't have the means. So that's where my thoughts are.
So for Pyros, I mean, he kind of already been wanting to get Iniok over to where his patron is, but the whole situation with the dragon kind of took priority. It was more pressing. Of course, now Iniok is gone, and there's something wrong with his connection to his patron. Pyros is still kind of in the thought process of wanting to get Iniok back to be able to get him over there. Of course, I can kind of tell, you know, with it now being tied to Zarud as well, that's not happening anytime soon.
Maybe we can find a bypass by going to see the dragon.
Yeah,
Maybe the dragon can help free your patron.
It's a possibility. I mean,
We get
it's
one
worth a
paper
try.
from the dragon. It'll be that.
It's worth a try.
So,
He's not sure if
tentative
that'll
there.
work out, but
Also, interesting side here. Does Pyros want to release the genie? Because, like, what's the next step from that? What do you think is going to happen after that?
yeah, it's something that he probably hasn't really thought about too much. Because with how long the genie's been captured, which I think I never put a specific in there. I just put where was it? Yeah, okay, I just put it's been centuries. So Pyros obviously has no idea like what sort of things they were doing before they were captured. He just knows that, people try to capture genies to, use their powers, and this one didn't quite work how it was supposed to. So he doesn't really know like what his patrons' plans are after they get out.
Good.
So, I mean, I would say he definitely has still been working towards it, just because his patrons giving him these powers and sending him on this journey gave him some measure of freedom, and he wants to preserve that.
Yep. So,
So it sounds
Crime?
like right now we are just going to see the dragon, and then possibly right after try to head towards your patron, which is kind of in the same direction that Wolf and Chich is going, southwards towards the next one.
Yeah, do we want to sabotage Bolchenchich's forward motion, or
It's still not quite the same direction, because
yeah, so on this map here, you can see you are over here in Kantok. Pyros' patron is kind of right here in the south. And the Tower of Arc is all over here in the west. So it's a different direction.
That works out. So, in any case, we should go see Hoffnet drink first, and then
Okay,
figure out
yeah.
next step.
all right, let's.
Hofnidring is this way towards where Watch and Titch is going.
Let's become legends to the people. They'll sing our praises for giving them arcane.
See, that is one thing Fred did think about. Is should we just announce if instead of being branded as
that's
criminals,
so funny.
we
That's
announce
so funny.
we will take our leave from here. We are the fire starters. We liberated Arcanium to give to the world. Sky wrote that
yes.
on our way out.
Yes. Okay. On our way
Oh my
out.
God,
we'll
you're-
sing that.
I said be a fugitive, but I didn't say like be a notorious one. Right? It's like, that seems like a very short-lived criminal life, If you want to live
You're a
long,
villain,
you
all
live
right, just
like
not a
criminal.
super one.
Exactly. The real villains are masterminds behind the scene, They don't get seen.
What's the difference?
It's about presentation.
Presentation! Oh God.
yeah, I just feel like that'd be a good way to end up with a tail.
Well, I mean, we're controlling our own narrative.
Hey, we could live up to our name and start a fire in the city. They're too distracted to come after us.
Probably not a good way to try to be in the people's good graces, but
Yeah.
I, 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 I,
We could start a fire to the airship.
I feel like we should just head out
Attempted
as
assassination
quietly
on
as we
the
can.
Emperor. That would work fine, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't think stirring the hornet's nest is the way to go.
You could always try. Hold on. This is the ultimate Firestarter's plot. Frid is gonna be disguised selfed into the Emperor, then walks up over to the airship, goes to the Emperor, and casts suggestion to the Emperor saying that I am the Emperor, you should give me all the power.
You know, with the mind shielding ring, I genuinely can't see a fault in that plan. Because no one can read my mind and detect that I'm not the Emperor.
I mean, disguise self is pretty easy to like break.
Detect magic
No,
will
it's
break
not.
it.
No, it's not.
They just touch you and they can tell.
Yeah, somebody just comes in and pokes you, and not
Hang
the
on,
Emperor.
you're a lizard-born. Since when has the Emperor been a lizard? Yeah, no, I didn't really. I wanted to keep it on the down low. Yeah, I am your Emperor. I'm a lizard-born. Dragonborn. What the hell?
Lizard born.
He's done it twice too.
Okay, so should we just go to the gate and just see if they let us out?
Do we want to buy anything first? I mean, I'm not opposed to us spending a little
Yeah.
bit of cash to get any emergency funds. It's a new day, so we can check if there's any new magic items.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a day.
can.
Yeah, and Duke
We
said
only
that they'd
have
likely change every day.
we only have
Yep.
about 2,000 left before we start tipping into the dragon's money.
We have like 11,000, right? I thought.
Yep.
Well, yeah, but 10,000 of it's from the horde.
Yeah.
We can always count on it being benevolent now that it has returned its senses.
Let's see what's on offer
Arcanium's
first.
not that expensive. Should we stock up on it just so we have a lot?
Cheap stuff or proper stuff?
Well, I think all we can get is the cheap stuff here.
I mean, according to the cart, we have 3 of the regular stuff and 6 of the other one. So
All right. If you think that's
the
plenty,
one that
then-
I took get deducted.
I don't know. Did you take it?
I didn't know where it
all
was
of
written,
Fritz,
so...
all of Fritz did was like the positive one, and it's the regular Arcanium, and everyone else was either status quo or negative. Only Fritz had thumbs up.
So I'm the only one that should be taking Arcanium, got it. Give me all the Arcanium.
Yeah, I haven't been taking it because I am technically a half caster and I don't have super high level spells, so it's never seen.
I'm
As dangerous to
multi-classing,
me.
so I don't have super high level spells either.
But if you are like, if your plan is to become like fugitives of the Empire, you would probably need to stock up on a lot of it because you probably won't have access to it.
Exactly.
Unless we disguise self.
I mean, again,
We can always
it's
start a suggestion.
we do
Give us
still
your
have the
money.
recipe.
Start a
We can sell it to another country.
That's very true. Hey, if we're going to be liberating the recipe, we might as well do it properly. That's how we
But
get
it's
back
true
in
that we
favor
should
with the
get it.
dwarves.
Yes!
It's true. It's true.
It's perfect! We brought
It's
you
true that we
here!
should stock up on Arcanium nonetheless, though, because we're not sure how long this journey might take. What if we're still around the region, you know?
Okay, I have a proposal. I cast sending to the king of the dwarves. We offer the Arcanium recipe for our names to be cleared, and then step 3, profit. Yeah. There's no
Okay,
way that goes wrong.
anyways, do you want to go like? I assume you want to go and check out what kind of magical items are up
Yes.
today. So here's the link.
Tempt us.
There is a Warhammer of warning there.
Enchantment of Bards. I can't see that. I don't have the book. That's also too
125,000
expensive.
gold.
Yeah. Never
Oh
mind.
my god. Marina's armor is so convenient considering that we want to go swimming. Oh, look at that harp. Shit, that's
Look at the
great.
price as well.
If you're gonna be a criminal, you gotta be a criminal, right? Just take it. Just take it. Why are you buying it?
What does charm person do again?
Makes them like you.
Do they hate me afterwards?
No, necessarily.
When they break out, they know they've been charmed.
Oh, so yeah, they do hate
Yeah,
you
I'm
afterwards. okay.
almost positive. Charmed.
Well, okay, so I guess you just think about those spells as like negative things, but like you can just use charm person to like be nice to somebody and have them be nice to you, and then they will know that you've charmed them, but they'll be like, okay.
Yeah, some people may not, care about mind control.
I think they
So,
will be a little
other
annoyed,
spells-
but still.
So let's see, for the harp, if you're using a spell that makes them makes the person charmed, then you can give them disadvantage on the save. It can be used
It's a
to
bunch of spells.
cast fly, invisibility, levitate, and protection from evil and good. And also confusion, control weather, and firestorm. And each of those spells can be used once per day.
Now, I don't think we, like setting-wise or mechanics-wise, would be actually able to steal a item that expensive. So I'm not going to really take that seriously. But
I feel like it's pretty easy, right? I just need to create an arcane gate outside of the town, and then we just walk through it after. That's easy. And then I just stop concentrating, and they can't follow us.
also, I don't think Fred would really want that because, like,
Okay.
there's levels to criminality. There's liberating something for the people, and then there's actively stealing from a merchant who's just trying to run a business.
Fair.
The trader is willing to. They say they are willing to negotiate on the price, though.
We wouldn't be able to afford it.
I mean,
Even
I
if you
could
got it
roll
for
at 30, and it wouldn't be enough. I doubt it.
You
They're
need
probably
a
not.
90% discount to be able to afford it.
Yeah, like a 70% discount, maybe?
Yeah, the merchant
I mean, if
just
you
says
just
no,
ask.
no.
We're not going to waste his and our time trying to haggle for that.
All right.
Should we still get Arcanium? Like
I think we should buy Arcanium.
a week for 4 of us? So 7 times 4, 28. 19 more? It's only 1900, right? If we want 19 more.
How much was the off-brand?
I think it's
100
100
gold, I
gold. That
thought.
was. If it's still the same price as yesterday.
Yep, they're offering it for 100 gold each.
What was the initial price? I forget.
1,000.
Ridiculous.
It also jumped to 2,000.
Right.
As you're shopping for the Arcanium, so do you want to ask for 19?
Yes, to make sure we have a week supply.
All our money.
Kind of like
Oh.
all.
This big
It is
pack
all-
is
it-
definitely going to flag something like, "Oh, you're trying to buy parts for a rocket."
Sometimes we spend all of our money. Should we get just 8 so we still have some money left?
What do you
Really
what do you
round
need?
up nice.
What do you need money for if you're fugitives and can't go to shops anymore?
11 so that it's 20, so it's 5 for each of us.
Or we can try and barter on this one. You know.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
11
yeah.
sounds good. 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, buy
Okay,
9, get the
11.
10 free.
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't you see if you can get the buy 10 get 1 free?
Sure. Yeah. I'd like to try and haggle.
See if we can get a
some-
bulk discount.
Yeah.
The merchant right away tells you that there's been a lot of demand for this stuff, so they seem hesitant to sell you even the 11.
Oh, so we can only get 10. 10 it is.
I mean, they do seem like they would be willing to eventually, if you asked real nice, they could sell you the 11, but to make it a
Fred,
nice round
ask
number. But
real nice.
but yeah, they tell you that there's a lot of demand for the stuff, and they don't want to be in a situation where they have to tell customers that they don't have any because somebody bought all of it. But yeah, you can give us a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Normal. So that's a 25.
And the merchant says, fine, but if you're buying all of this much, do be careful with the stuff. I've heard that some people, they must have taken a little bit too much of it or something. There's been some problems. So do be
Thanks for
careful.
the warning.
It is good to know.
So it's
Someone's just
1100,
gonna
right?
run the process.
Yeah.
1100.
We are good people. We are good people. This is a good thing that we have done.
If we take all the drugs, that means no one else can.
Oh. It's I mean, you're not wrong.
If we slaughter all the people in a city, they can't die of other causes.
The logic's more sound on the taking all of the drugs.
They can't be burnt by the dragon if we kill them all before. Kind of.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you were talking about trying to start fires, well, maybe you could just like start a fire in the forest so they can't follow us. But then I'm thinking, his mom probably wouldn't like that.
Sure, it probably would not like you setting the forest on fire.
But Mom, I'm in my rebellious phase.
So how are we getting out? Assuming that we left the shop.
Walk out the front door.
Yeah, we can probably just walk out.
Any problems we can teleport?
Bash our way through.
Or
Bash our way through. Disintegrate a couple of you.
no.
Okay. So what spells do you want me to prepare for teleporting?
Actually, then again, in the past, Frid's been okay with killing guards, but they were stupid guards, so it's kind of it depends on the situation.
And Mervin's always ready.
Mervin is always ready, so
Ready to kill.
Stupid fantasy police.
like if
These
we
are
try and
really
leave
good.
and they actively like stop us and like a little like we'll try some minor. We'll
Doing
first
your
try
job?
talking.
You deserve what you get.
If they're stupid about it or like really annoying, then we can do it. If they're annoying, we can kill them.
Wow.
I think I'm not changing my spells. I do have Vortex Warp prepared, but that's the only spell that I prepared that's teleporting. I can pass you back your Vortex Warp spell scroll as well. Mervin, you can have that back because I didn't use it.
You didn't use it?
Yeah, I didn't use it. I had enough spell slots, so I didn't use the scroll.
Oh, okay. Crazy, I just deleted it because as you were talking about it, I forgot to delete it when we were in the cave.
No, you can add that back, so both of us can cast it if needed.
So we're gonna try for like the northwest-ish gate, I assume.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor right now because never know, a fight might break out.
You never know after you've been discussing killing all the guards for the past 10 minutes.
Right?
You never know what those horrible guards might do.
Exactly.
Yep. So yeah, you make your way north in the city. And at the north gate, you see some Imperial soldiers posted there. And they look at you and they say, no. They tell you that they have been given orders not to let you leave the city.
So I guess they've got the actual Imperial guards at the gates now instead of just the city guards.
Okay, let's go back like into the middle of the city, then go like.
We can always exit through the lake.
Yep, see where that goes, I guess.
Or rather, let's go to like here-ish, and then we can see if they're guards at the gate, and then we can continue on. Kind of make it a bit less conspicuous.
You want to switch gates?
Walk
Yeah.
by that one, I guess.
Water breathing lasts 24 hours.
And if you polymorph, then I guess you could just write whoever's
I
the
mean,
will.
I'm half
As in, like,
willing.
just drag us along.
With four of us, we could very easily. I can cast twin spell polymorph into 2 giant owls or something, or giant eagles, and then
Yeah.
carry the other 2 like that.
And
That would be a little bit more conspicuous, though.
It
I
would,
I
but
sadly did not. Never mind. Oh wait. Oh. Never mind.
I realized I could just get out because I prepared greater invisibility. So if I really want to get out, I could get out. So it's the rest of you.
Well, I think that, we should stick together still.
Mm-hmm.
So
likewise.
all choose one way to get out.
I could get out first, and then when I'm outside, cast Arcane Eye to float it over, and then teleport you guys out with Vortex Walk one by one. A little slow, but could work.
With how many guards are around, it might get noticed. Who knows?
And Arcane Eye.
No, I mean just like the fact that we
People
have
are
to be
teleporting.
relatively close. Yeah. Because it's a teleport of what, like 30 feet, so it would have to be still fairly close to the wall. Or is it 60? Either way, still within
No,
sight.
it's 90. It's 90, and I could upcast it so that I could go further in distance.
It would still be within like eyesight of the guards that are going to be on the wall.
Question: for your teleport, if you had like, let's say you had something in your pocket, like a mouse, would that teleport with you, or is it one creature and it doesn't count anything you're holding onto or carrying?
I think it's creature. Let's see what it says. Creature.
Yeah. So yeah,
I guess whatever you are carrying, you are. But if it's another creature, you can't do it.
Yeah.
So I can't twin spell, reduce size 2 people. And then
But then
put
again,
you guys
if
in my
all of you
pocket.
went into the lantern, I could just walk out, right?
Oh.
Because I'm invisible.
Anything worn or carried also
Potentially.
goes invisible with you. Yeah, that's a great idea.
But
Can-
just
can
dimension
he-
door. I don't even need to turn invincible. I could dimension door. I just need to read.
Yeah. Let's all go into the lantern, and then you can dimension door yourself out.
Dimension door is a lot further. It's 500, I think.
Yeah, but it doesn't require you to
500.
see where you're going, does it?
Exactly, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vortex warp does. I think that's a
You
great plan.
agreeable
Going
to
into
this?
the lantern, and then dimension dooring through.
I mean, if you don't want to be in the lantern.
giant birds, but fine.
I like the idea of giant birds too, but this is one spell slot.
It would also have been one spell slot for me as well.
If you want to be a giant bird that badly, I could make you an invisible giant bird, and then everyone else is inside the lantern. Right?
No, it doesn't have the same effect.
It's
It's about presentation.
What's the point of being a giant bird if no one gets to see it?
Exactly.
Yeah, what's the
You're
point of it? What is the point of escaping if everybody can't see you escape?
Or you could create a distraction like Skyride. The fire starters are at the other end of town, and then we just walk out. Even easier. No
I do a
spell slot.
I do a pyrotechnics. Do you wanna set up some fireworks before we do this?
Why don't you just walk up to the guards, say, "Hey, what's that?" And then they turn around and you walk out.
Hey, what's that? Blinded by pyrotechnics.
Okay, I'm gonna re-prepare my dimension door and take off mage armor from my prepared list since I already cast it.
I mean, if anyone has even just like the thaumaturgy cantrip, I do have silent image at will. I could make an image of the dragon flying through the sky.
What if it's luck? We don't need to stay.
Okay, I'm ready to
I
get out
mean,
whenever you guys are ready.
Waltrich already knows that the dragon's fine. Because, like, he was there during your meeting with the Emperor, so he
Well,
knows what you were going to do with the wish scroll.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, he knows what we were intending to do anyways, but, you know,
Yeah,
that we
yeah.
were having issues.
And then you wanted help, but then you actually didn't want help, and then you asked, and then you were like, go ahead, and then you were like, no, actually, we're just going to go, bye. So, I guess does Pyros take everybody inside except for?
Sure, let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Okay,
We fit
so
Fluffy and everything.
Yeah. And so I guess what's Cell's plan then? You have the lantern.
dimension door.
You could destroy it.
Here. Here.
You could-
I'll go up as
Leap backwards to
slow-
dimension.
you could kill them all.
You know what? Instead of going towards the gate side, I want to go like somewhere here, which is not against the gate side or something, or maybe like here where there's no guards. Yeah, this sounds much better here.
I see.
And
I
then
see.
dimension door, so that there's no guards. I just go
Okay.
across.
Okay, I think it would be better to be on the side that's closest to the woods there, but
Here?
Yeah.
So here?
Further
Okay, sure.
away.
Then
Sprint to the
here.
woods.
Further away
here,
from
here.
the airship as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then
Yeah,
here.
get to cover as
Here,
soon as
dimension
possible.
door,
'Cause They
that way.
might.
That way.
Yeah, I don't think
Um,
that feat is actually like accurate based on the scale.
Yeah, no, it is not.
Insane.
But yeah, let's see.
You know what? I should have one of you out to stabilize magic because dimension door can carry 2 person.
Yep, but that's a little bit too late now.
Does that not work?
I guess we're rolling.
teleport 500 feet into the Fey realm.
No, I mean that, and also need to roll for the fact that you are teleporting into a forest.
Yeah.
So there might be something in the way there called a tree.
Oh yeah, because that's not no. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. First of all, how this goes. How much is? Let's see. You're doing the full 500 feet, right?
Yep.
Okay, so then let's say.
Don't worry, guys. I have a backup plan that does not involve spells. Now that I think about it, I actually can't get out without spells.
Yeah, don't you have parsnip to go through walls? But
Yeah, I've forgotten about that.
forgot about your familiar.
500 seems so much better than just 60 feet, you know?
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna make a roll for the odds of you hitting something.
Oh god.
It's okay, it's only 4d6 damage. It's not that bad.
Yeah, you can't die to that.
But the lamp could.
The lamp has 18 HP.
Oh god.
The lamp wouldn't take damage, right? As in, like, from my dimension, though, because
No.
any
It
creature
says
traveling.
you and any creature traveling with you take 46.
It's not you and any object.
Yeah,
lamp is
because
not
I've-
a creature.
Yeah, because otherwise, like everything you are carrying would explode.
Right.
Like small things, like you have some rope with you, which doesn't have that much health. It would explode. But you managed to cast Dimension Door, and you find yourself like you just. You notice that you first of all end up on the other end. You end up finding yourself in the air, so you're a little bit off the ground, and you also find that you are going with some velocity straight ahead into a tree. So you basically jump out of a teleportation and slam into a tree and fall to the ground. And you take a little bit of damage.
Oh, but I did manage to teleport over.
Yes, you did manage to teleport, but you do take some slamming into a tree damage. You take 9 points of damage.
Tab failed
That's fine.
successfully.
Yes.
Okay, let's make a dash for in what direction I think the good for it is.
You're just looking around, you know.
And yeah, so you are glad that there were no witnesses to this.
It's like, guys, I did it. We're out with no help, with no eyes. The gods
I guess-
want us to escape. You're successful fugitive.
Yeah, I guess because everybody in the lantern you can hear around you, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
So- So you just hear a loud thud, like. Actually, you hear two loud thuds. You like thud into the tree and then on the ground. And then you come out and you see that cell is covered in some leaves, which doesn't sound to be too out of character though. So
Pointed a little bit too high.
It was just a random effect. I calculated right.
But yeah, you are outside of Candok now. You don't see anybody immediately running after you or yelling that you have escaped your prison.
Okay, cool. Let's go give Orphan a drink. All his money back.
I'm gonna cast my Draconic Healing, just because I can. And I'll recover all my health back. That's fine.
So, time to head back towards the dragon.
Woohoo.
So as always, it is a 2-day trip. Do you want to stop by the druids or the moon elves?
Nah.
Yeah.
We
What?
should make
You want
sure
some
the-
life advice from your mom?
Oh yeah, we could just tiny hut in the woods. You just want to do that?
Yeah. We should also make
Alright.
sure the vine is like as charged as we can get it.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
It is, as it has been for quite a while.
I wasn't sure if we'd actually stopped to make sure.
Yeah, it is. It is. It does not seem like it's like losing its charge or anything, so it's good to go.
So we could sleep in the tower. Maybe. I don't remember. We never really tested since it got fixed to see how
We have
well
not
it actually
tested.
holds up.
I feel like we should try it since we have 2 days anyway. We could try it today and then recharge it tomorrow, and it's still charged after all.
Yeah. Do you want to test how long it stays open now?
Yeah, I feel like we can try it.
Should we do that now or after we talk to the dragon?
After, because if we somehow end up stuck on the other side, I'd rather us have spoken to the dragon first.
All right. Fine.
Or we can use it
So
as
we
a-
head now
I was gonna
teleport.
say, I was gonna say like.
I have the
open,
teleporter
like-
circle.
Oh, to Cantalk. That's
Yeah. That might be a
Oh, into-
little
into Cantalk.
You teleport back in there.
Just checking it
Well-
works.
I had to go outside of the city to check that works.
So yeah, I guess spend the night in tiny hut and then keep going.
All right. You tiny hut in the forest and you move on to Durgazeth. And then you estimate that you could maybe, like, if you really rushed it, you would maybe get to the dragon's lair like at like, I don't know, like 10 o'clock in the evening or something. Or even midnight. So
Does
you
the
could
area-
either like rest up outside of the city again, or
I say we rest up outside.
Yeah.
Because there's also ghosts and other stuff to deal with.
Right.
oh yeah, ghosts. You don't wanna sleep with the ghosts.
And apparently there's also those spiders.
There was just
Kinda-
one.
Kind of want to see if the area where the Baylor was is still like hellish too, to see if we can actually try to attune one of the forks there.
But you rest up now. Yes?
Yeah.
Yep. Alright. Next morning, you head on back into the city. And is there anything else you want to do in the city on the way, other than check up on the Baylor stuff? Do you want to try to track some ghosts with some music?
Surprisingly, no.
So you make your way through the city. Everything appears to be pretty much the same as when you last passed through. Including you find the area where the Baylor is was, and it is still pretty much completely the same. It's still like smells bad, burnt, and yeah, it is very similar.
Yeah, I guess I just want to try to see if I could figure out if I could and how to attune one of the metal rods to wherever it came from.
Yep. I guess that probably comes as a included benefit in the plane shift spell. And you give it a go, and let's see. You feel like this is probably not a very, like, it doesn't have the greatest odds of working. Like, you know that the best way to do it would be to be on that plane and do it there. But you give it a go anyway and see what happens, and nope.
Okay. Worth a
So
try.
you wouldn't want to teleport yourself, but if you're using it on someone else, it's like wherever you go, I don't care.
I think it would
Right?
just still stay here.
Try it. Try it on someone you do not want here.
Hey, Walton Rich.
Do you continue on to the Dragon Slam?
Yeah.
All right. You find yourself at the door to the Dragon's Lair, and the door is closed, same
We have
as
to
last time.
We have to provide an offering.
No,
Is
I
it-
mean not that one. The one at the, like, just by the dragon. The door that
Oh,
was
that one.
opened,
Yeah.
that the dragon, the big
What we
slab.
needed to teleport through.
Yeah.
Knock on the
Hey.
stone.
Well, I think if it was, I think because it had to go through the lake, or maybe it just wanted to go through the lake.
Well, before we spoke to it and it opened the door.
Oh yeah.
Let's try
Uh,
speaking and knocking first.
Yeah, you knock and you ask, but there's no answer.
Do you want to? You know what? I'll just let Parsnip go through and then I'll go in. That's one option. The other one is to clairvoyant and see inside and see if he's even inside. Because you could see behind it, right? Clairvoyant.
I think the clairvoyance you could put through if you wanted to, but yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, Parsnip, if you can always just send him, see if it's lit up.
We can do both.
It was not lit up last time either.
Yeah,
Right.
it was because of the lantern, right?
Right, so we had the
So clairvoyant would probably be better.
Well, I can't see in the dark, so.
The sensor can, right?
Hang on.
Oh shit, your clairvoyant can't see through it. So I guess I have to go through. There's no choice. I have to go through.
Nobody can see anything.
yeah.
Okay.
I should have mentioned that I wanted to, because Zuru doesn't need his spell storing out of my. What? But it's too late because I have to do it at the end of the long rest.
He
And
probably
that's,
still needs it.
No, he got a new weapon.
We don't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, right. No, but don't you do sending to him?
I haven't done it yet.
All right. Well, once you do sending to him, I can do spell storing on a new item. I will keep. He will
I'll-
keep his.
I'll send Parsnip through and then swap spot with Parsnip.
Mhm.
Wait, you know
y-
what? I can get everybody through. Now that I think about it, I can. I'll send Parsnip through, look through Parsnip Eye, and I can use Space Step to send everyone in.
Before you do that, I would like to cast water breathing as a ritual, so that we all can leave through the water if we need to.
Spring. I'm spring right now, so I can use 3 of my Space Step to send them in. Because that's a bonus action, and it's an action to look through a Parsnip Eye. Oh shit, Parsnip can't see! Stupid. So I can't do it after all. Okay.
You'll have to
Could
go
you
in.
have-
You'll have to go in alone.
Could you go in alone, have Parsnip on the other side, and then do the Fae thing?
I can't because this is like 5 feet within you.
Oh, I see. I see.
Anyway, I'm just scouting first, right? So I'll just go in and then see what's up, and if needed, then I'll teleport you guys in.
How long?
Yeah,
would
it's
it-
better-
How long would... Okay.
It's better to send one person to die rather than everyone, right?
Dude, how long
Just
would
sacrifice
it
the
take
one.
Todd to break down the door?
Probably days.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean you're not sure, but you're not sure, but it's like a really thick slab of stone, so it would without like proper tools to break stuff down, it would take you a long time to get through it. And also, that is assuming you really want to go ahead and break the front door of a dragon's home that you're trying to be friends with.
Yeah.
We've done worse things.
Yeah.
Make sure he's okay.
Anyways, Celery is on the other side, Celery is on the other side, and you look around and you see no dragon. You see that the like horde that it was on, the gold, has been like disturbed, like your detective skills tell you that some sort of winged creature has hopped off of that hoard of gold in a rush and headed off somewhere. So yeah, the hoard of gold is empty, with some of the gold kind of just scattered around, and the dragon is nowhere to be found. There's nothing around that would indicate it is here or has been here.
I'm gonna face step my way back into the group and then tell them, yeah, Hoffnadring is no longer there. It's like he seems to taken off. There's just scattered amount of gold. I'm like, I don't feel like we really need to touch them. So what's our plan of action now?
Tower of Arc.
Do we not want to go to, was it called Ren? To just look at the patron first?
What do you mean?
I don't know
To
how
free-
we
To
Pyros is
Yeah, Pyros,
patron
do you think that
in the desert.
we have a shot in hell to free your patron without the dragon or Iniok or Zerud?
we don't really have anything that can help right now.
Unless we need a time fiend.
Do you want to go to the leech and ask it for favors? Sell your soul to the leech.
The
On
Dark
the
Lord.
table.
I need a new
On the
patron.
table. Would you want to consider freeing a genie that can grant your wish? That sounds kind of nice, right?
I mean, I don't know. What kind? Are we talking about a genie or a djinn?
And a free.
Nefreet. Those aren't nice, right?
Genies, in general, aren't always nice.
Yeah.
I don't know, genie are just chaotic.
Maybe
They're not
it's just a
evil, they're
nice
chaotic.
being disguised as a genie. You know, like someone else's backstory. Maybe it's just a human who's an illusion.
That's everybody's backstory.
I say
They're
we
all
deal-
just Scooby monsters.
we go to the convergence. We try and take it from there.
But I feel like if
Right.
Pyro's magic is like even more unstable compared to us because his patron is like unstable, we should go and address that first. Otherwise, if
But
Pyros
we
is
have
out of picture,
no
it's gonna be
means
rough.
to do anything about it.
So I'm gonna mention something that I probably should have mentioned before, before you became fugitives of the law, which is that So if you're like planning on traveling to the Tower of Arc or to free the genie or whatever you want to do, no, do not delete. No, do not delete. Roll 20, please. Thank you. Okay, so let me show you the map here. So if you are going into the desert, that's gonna require you to prepare like survival stuff. Trying to travel through the desert, especially through like the non-settled parts of it. That is not going to be as easy as traveling has been so far in the like Green Empire. So like waltzing from here to the Tower of Arc might not be just a complete cakewalk. Because as far as you know, there's nothing between like this place. Like you are already kind of in the wilderness, so there's nothing between this place and the tower, as far as you know. And also something, I'm not sure if you perhaps forgot about it, but something Wojciech mentioned about it was that it is sealed, and they don't know how to get in there either.
Right. Should we keep trying to find the dragon? Should we like skywrite?
Classic.
If he wants us
Classic.
to find it, he would have already appeared, right? So I feel like we should just move on with life.
The following day, I can create food and water, which should help us
That's
tremendously
convenient.
getting through the desert.
That will help with food, yes.
Yeah.
There's going to be there's still going to be problems with heat and cold,
Yes, I'm sure. Yeah.
as well as
Hot weather gear.
as well as not
hot weather gear.
not
You do
actually
have weather
like
gear for the night.
you actually you also don't like you have like this map, sure, but you don't have a more accurate map of like where you're going.
Yeah.
So that's
I'm
also
sure
a
pirates
thing
would
you
be
might
able to
want
find
to
the
need.
way, like from Kantok to the patron, but
Yes, and like that is also closer to, like, you can see on this map, it's a little bit, it's not so clear, but there's like dotted lines for the major roads here from Kantok to the other cities in the Confederate.
Fugitives don't take major road, guys.
Well, we're not fugitives in the Confederacy.
Yeah,
And-
that's true.
there's no hiding in the trees in a desert.
Yeah, it's hiding in the sand. You're right.
You know what? For a good measure, I'll just prepare a word of recall. Just like if we feel like we really can't take it, I guess we have no choice but to go to Farn Lawson to survive. We do that.
I feel like
The
teleporting
Empire's
back
not
to
there
Kantok.
anyway. No, I
Um,
need 10 minutes to prepare that. And in the sand, I'm not sure how I'm gonna draw a circle in the sand.
Dupe. I don't know how heat works mechanically, so I'll ask. Do I think
Exhaustion.
that Todd
Todd
is
would
immune to-
yeah, Todd would not become tired in the or have much problems in the no.
So could
So
we
Todd
theoretically-
and
okay, so we
Pyros
have-
would be the ones who can, like, Pyros also is like fire resistant and everything, so
Okay.
they would be fine with the like environmental stuff. But the
But
rest of you,
What we could also do is try to sleep during the day and use our cold weather gear to travel at night.
That sounds like a good idea. Or we could do both, and Pyros could go into the lamp. No, we could go into the lamp, and Pyros could take the lamp.
I'm pretty sure Pyros has to be in the lamp with us.
Oh yeah.
but also
Todd can
so,
carry the lamp.
Yeah. So one additional thing to note is that none of you are actually like from the desert. Pyros is the only one who has a little bit of like
Directions.
experience with traveling there. So your survival skill would be a little bit limited in terms of
Yeah.
that.
Another thing about traveling at night is we could use the stars as guides, and in the daytime, I mean, we'll have the sun for cardinal direction.
So we would need to buy a star map.
Yeah. I guess having the sun for cardinal direction might be good enough.
Okay.
But so what is your plan right now? Like where do you want to go?
I feel like we want to go and do something about your patron. At least that's the only current quest we have. Otherwise, we retire and hide for the rest of our life.
I'm worried about the Emperor getting to the Tower of Ak before us.
But still, there's nothing we can do anyway. Like, what do you want to do? Like, fight them right outside the tower?
Walton Rich said there's nothing they can do to open it.
Well, they gotta figure out how.
Yeah, like I feel like there's ways to open it, and we might be able to figure it out.
I mean, unless if we think maybe these water tunnels do lead somewhere and that's where the dragon is. Like if there's somewhere in between here and the city.
We have no way of
But what if you
knowing
bring
that.
us just... Yeah, what if you just bring us back to the city? Then we get back to square one.
Do we want to
there's nothing
explore the
between.
water?
Because I mean, so far we saw the dragon hop out of the lake and go back into it, and they're not here. They're not back in the city. It must empty out somewhere, or there's somewhere else that it's waiting.
Yeah.
Unless
that's
it's
literally while we walked
changed
here,
and
it
shift.
came out of the city.
I feel like we shouldn't bother looking for Hoffman Drink though. We should just move on with life.
Should we try and see if the tunnels go anywhere else? The water tunnels?
Because right now, if we go back to where my patient is, we're more or less empty-handed. If we still had the wish, then that would work. But I just know that in the grand scheme of things, there were better things to use.
Like turning me into a dragon.
What kind of a genie can't just give you a wish to wish its freedom? What a lame patron you have. For some reason, you have to become stronger for the patron to be able to give you that power.
Well, it's just like how a genie can't get itself out of its own lamp.
Yeah.
Okay, if we really want to explore the water, I guess we could do that and then sleep the night here before we move on again, or something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that resting underwater is gonna be out of the question.
No, as in like resting in the dragon lair.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, but I mean,
obviously,
if it turns out that the underwater tunnel just keeps going and going.
Oh, and of course, I assume that as we passed by the statue of the dragon, that it didn't keep talking to us like it did on the way out.
No.
Which now, knowing with the dream, that was probably Bahamut trying to talk to us.
Probably.
So,
Oh,
do
yeah,
we want to
child.
explore the water?
I'm down to explore the water.
Okay, then I'll just expend some resources to bring everybody into the room and then we can explore. Let's see, what do I need to do? The easiest
So-
is...
What are you gonna do? How are you gonna explore the pool?
I will, if Celery can get everyone into the chamber, I will cast water breathing as a ritual. Spend 10 minutes doing that, and then we can.
Of course, if vision is an issue for Celery getting people in, you could probably, since you're already in there, have just like lit a torch or something like that and dropped it.
Well, since we're still
You can cast
people,
light, right?
Fred can do light. If Fred was polymorphed, you can't cast spells, can you? Yeah.
I'm more meant for like getting people in, but
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's okay, I can just dimension door, then swap spot with one person, and then dimension door, and all of us are through. So I only need to expand 2 dimension door, and we are all in. And you guys can stabilize magic for me, so it's not even an issue.
okay.
Yeah, so it's not much resource, it's just 2 spell slots.
So, okay. And I will include both Parsnip and Todd in the water breathing.
Sure.
So,
So are you just gonna jump in and start swimming?
It's polymorph time.
No,
It's
we need
morphin'
light.
time.
We need light.
Fine, we'll
he
do
can
that
polymorph
first.
someone else. He can polymorph
Wait,
someone else, right?
I will polymorph. No, I will use light on. Is there a restriction on that?
How long does light last?
1 hour.
I mean, polymorph lasts for 1 hour, so
Yeah,
Oh, that's fair. Okay,
so
fine.
no longer than 10 feet in any direction. Lovely. I'm going to use 10 feet of rope and cast light on that, so the whole 10 foot of rope is glowing.
Perfect.
Then, who wants to swim fast? And who wants to not be swimming fast? Because I can only
Sure.
make 2 people. Okay, so
I want to keep my spell, so I want to be
a rider.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holding on. So here's the plan. Myself and Pyros, we turn into killer whales. And because of the water breathing, we can breathe underwater for more than half an hour, and for an hour we swim. See what it's like with 60-foot swimming speed, with the other 2 holding on for dear life. Whilst I
Sure.
have some rope in my mouth that is glowing for an hour.
So Todd and Parsnip are staying behind then. Is that what you're saying?
I'll leave
No.
Parsnip behind, that's fine.
Now, I mean, if we're going, I want Todd to come with us. If we're going
How?
through, like, why can it only carry 1 person? Because you're in water, everything's lighter. I mean,
I think it's more of a matter of like finding places to hang on to, which I mean, you could use the rope as part of that.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Have like a killer whale chariot, basically.
But then so then you are just dragging creatures, so you're slowing yourself down, which is fine if you want that.
That's fine.
How much slower?
I think typically it cuts speed in half if you're dragging someone.
Yeah.
Again, underwater.
It's still hard, it's just how mechanics work.
And however much you're able to dash without exhausting yourself.
Let me see. Could I summon something that can breathe underwater? You know what? Could you set up water breathing again, and then I'll summon a dragon?
I think speed is the issue here, though, because like I can breathe underwater with the
Swim 30
necklace.
feet, that's not useful.
Yeah,
but I don't have a swim speed, so my speed would be 15 feet.
Well, no, it's water breathing.
It just makes it you can
Oh, you're right.
So if you don't have a swim speed, it's half your normal speed.
It's alter self that gives me a swim speed.
Yeah.
Right.
My point is, I could summon a draconic spirit with a swim speed, but it doesn't have breathing. So you need to recast water breathing on my dragon. Then we could ride 3 people. But my dragon spirit only do 30 feet of movement anyway, so we might as well just drag it. There's no point summoning it.
So do
Let's just go
you?
30
So the
feet
question,
at a time. That's fine, right?
yeah, the question is, do you wanna go fast or do you wanna bring Todd?
If I'm outvoted, I'll leave Todd, but I want to bring Todd.
I think it's fine. We don't need to rush, right? We can just swim slowly. What's the rush?
Finding a place that we can actually rest at. But we don't necessarily know we don't know what it's gonna be like when we get in there.
Yeah, we should bring Todd just in case Todd needs to come along, and then I'll just put Parsnip in the dimension space, and then we just go slower. I think that's better than in the case that we need to come back and fetch Todd. That's a lot worse.
Sure, but in that case, I won't be casting polymorph because then there's just no point.
Yes, there is, because you are.
30. Yeah.
Well, it's for
Yeah.
an hour, so
It's still
what do we
double
do?
speed.
The killer whales are still going to be faster than your normal speed. Like double your speed.
Even slower because of Todd. They'll still be faster than
Us just swimming.
us. Just
Yeah, but if we eventually run out of, well, when we run out of polymorph, then what do we do?
We'll still be twice as far as we would have been without using it.
And then we come back with twice the time. Because we have enough time to come back, right? So let's just see when an hour can take us at half speed.
Sure.
All right. So the plan is to just keep going for an hour, right?
No. Yeah.
Your plan is not to like go for half an hour and then come back in case you don't find anything in that half an hour.
Yeah, because then it would still only take us like the 2 hours to get back, and we've got.
yeah. I mean, we're not
Yeah.
going to run out of breath,
Yeah,
so it's fine.
sure. So yeah, you jump into the water, become whales, and
I just realized we didn't account for tide. What if the tide go faster in one direction and we can't go back? Now we'll find out.
immediately in the water you don't feel a pull anywhere. So you don't immediately sense that would be a problem. So you polymorph into some whales and you ride off into the water. And you find that there's a tunnel that goes out of there, and it's surprisingly tight. Like, if the dragon were to swim through here, it would be like not like squeezing through it, but it would. It feels like it would be hitting the walls. But you keep on swimming forward. And I suppose you actually, now that I think about it, now that you're in the water, you don't have any way to communicate with each other. Because, well, you can't talk underwater. And Frid can't message either, right? So yeah, you don't really have any means of communicating to each other, but there really isn't that much to communicate either, because you've been going for maybe like half an hour and it's all been the same. It's just been this tunnel of water that seems to be I guess yeah, I suppose polymorphed as a whale would give you a better sense of how you're swimming. Because as humans, I think if you were in this kind of a situation, it would be difficult to determine exactly like in what direction you're swimming. But it seems like you've been going just like down, 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 down. And then the tunnel the tunnel opens up, and you find yourself in what seems to be some sort of underground lake or something. There's no surface to it, like the whole cave is filled up. But yeah, you find yourself in this lake with no, like the tunnel ends here and becomes a big cave. It's been like maybe 40 minutes of swimming. So I guess it's up to the whales to decide kind of where you're going.
It's kind of interesting because the killer whales, I just pulled that up because obviously, you know, it's the stats that we're using right now. They have 120-foot blind sight. They have echolocation, but that basically just means that, you know, the blind sight stops working if it's deafened. And they have keen hearing. But, like, thinking about that as actual whales, they could try to use the echolocation to, like, look for other passages. It's like as they swim along, doing the clicking and all that.
Does the tunnel branch out, or it's just by far as what we see is just a single route?
So far, the tunnel behind you has been just a single long tunnel that led to this big cavern full of water.
How would spellcasting work underwater?
You can't use vocal components, at least. Otherwise, I mean, it kind of depends on the spell, but like if your material component is to light a match, that's not gonna work. But yeah, at least
spellcasting focus.
Yeah.
I wanted to cast message, but message requires vocal. So.
Yeah, vocal is
roll. The gurgling of water.
Oh.
Vocal is out of the question, unfortunately. But does Pyros or Frid, like, you trying to communicate with each other? Wait, I mean, actually, well, no, it's no. I was thinking like you both speak killer whale now, but. But I guess they don't necessarily communicate on such a level that you would be able to have much of a conversation about things. But like the point is, which one of you is kind of taking the lead, or which one of you is looking to the other to see where they're going?
I guess it would kind of make sense for Frid to be in front since he was the one that did the spell, right?
Sure, yeah. And I've got the light rope, so why not?
Yeah. Yeah, so what kind of plan do you have for going forward?
Scanning the cave walls and floor to see if there's any holes, basically. Tunnels.
Yeah. I would say that if you want to be thorough about it, it's going to take you a little bit to kind of go through this whole cave. As you start swimming through it, you realize that the cavern isn't that big, but it's still quite large. So going through like all the walls, 3D is going to take take a little bit of time. Let's say 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And you do start to find holes that lead elsewhere. But unfortunately, it is many holes.
How many of them are dragon-sized?
There are several that would fit the dragon as well. But there are also smaller ones. That wouldn't, even ones that would not fit huge killer whales.
And we like, I mean, I don't want to draw the attention of any like sharks or anything, but could we like Morse code 2 rocks together?
Cave sharks. You don't know Morse code.
Okay.
No, as I said, I don't think you have any ways of communicating right now.
Sign language. Like that.
Yeah, I mean that's the best you can do is try to like pantomime something, but even then it's a bit hit and miss whether your friends are gonna understand what you mean beyond like point.
As a reminder, polymorph makes it so you also take on the mental stats of the thing you turn into. So me and Fred currently have 3 intelligence.
You're in good company, Todd.
I guess we'll just tag along to whatever they decide, and then if we need to turn back, we turn back at some point.
Do we have any sense of direction about which way is which?
Yeah, so there are holes that seem to lead up, there are holes that seem to lead down, and there's holes that seem to lead to the side, so you could also pick there by that.
I would like to pick a hole that leads sort of...
We've mostly been going down so far.
Something in like
I would think that one of the ones
this
that leads-
direction on the map.
Oh, like in terms of like, yeah, not that is something you cannot determine.
Okay.
Like you can determine in terms of like your relative position, but not you have no idea if you've been traveling currently like north, south, east, west, whatever, because you don't know your starting point even, and you have no way of you have no stars or anything to go by, so you have no idea in terms of orientation where you've been going.
I would say one of the ones that lead up is probably most likely to actually, like find an air pocket or something.
Yeah. I mean, I was next gonna roll for it, so.
All right.
About as much as each other.
Yep. So you pick a hole and start heading upwards, and let's see. You enter one and start swimming. You swim for a bit, and polymorph ends.
Would it be beneficial if only one person could turn into a killer whale? Would they not be able to pull the rest of us at any beneficial speed?
I mean, they would be dragging like all of you. I feel like that would maybe bring you down a little bit.
Less than normal, okay.
Maybe a little bit better than normal, because they would still be something that can swim. But you can't cast polymorph right now anyway.
Since
It's not the cost.
we did rest before coming into the city, I could do, the lantern again, but we'd still have the issue of, someone has to carry it, and a killer whale probably cannot.
I can. Oh wait.
It can eat
Yeah,
the
well,
lantern.
You do, right? Did you prepare freedom of movement?
I did not.
Oh, okay, so
Freedom
that's
of
okay.
movement. Which level
So,
is
anyways, you are
That's 4th level.
you're not reading your spell books right now because you're swimming. So, do you just keep swimming this way where you're going?
Mm-hmm.
You're not turning back. Alright, let's go that way then.
All right. You swim for let's say like 20 minutes. By the way, I imagine that if you were to, actually yes, swimming for like a very long time is gonna actually hit you with some exhaustions. Now that I started thinking about it, because like we're talking about like transforming like walking movement into swimming movement. Swimming is it tires you down. But anyways,
Todd. You can imagine how he would swim.
Todd knows how to dog paddle. But yeah, you swim for, let's say, like 20 more minutes, and then you find the surface of water. You are in a cave.
Is there any land?
Yes, there is. The water ends in a small little lake, and there is a shore.
Cool.
You have somehow, despite yourselves, you have made your way back to the Underdark. Congratulations.
No.
I don't know why you wanted to come here, but there you are. There you
Is
are.
it the same cave? That would be so funny. Is it the same cave?
Well, no, that's like hundreds of miles further north, but yeah, you're in a cave in the Underdark.
Great. Well, they can't track us here, can they? See, this was on purpose too. See this.
Oh,
We're just,
I see.
We're thinking
I
5
see.
steps ahead.
That is
We're
true.
actually going to meet up with Janice and Mort. Get some support.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're all super wet and tired from swimming and everything. Not like super tired from swimming. You could make your way backwards probably, but yeah. It is dark. It is damp, and the air is clearly very stuffy and like
Humid.
you do not you don't sense any fresh air nearby. So for Frid and Mervyn, this is a very familiar situation, because you have been in this before in the Underdark, where there just there isn't that fresh air of the overworld. I don't know if Celery or Pyros have ever ventured into the Underdark.
It's kind of funny because when I had an extra language thing to pick, I thought, he's dealing with caves and stuff like that. Who knows? Maybe there is something that goes down to the Underdark. So I actually picked Undercommon as one of the languages.
Oh, okay. So you have a little bit of familiarity then.
Yeah.
but you look around and you don't see this to be a cave that you recognize right away. Also, the cave does not unfortunately have any directions on the walls or anything.
Boo. Here is a question.
What are the chances for that? That there isn't directions.
Font of Magic, where I can convert spells into sorcery points.
Hmm?
Can that be done without verbal components?
Transforming it into spell points? Yes. Because that's you just do it.
Okay. So, I could cast spells underwater. Okay.
Yeah, you just can't cast any spells that have a verbal component themselves.
Subtle spell does not need verbal components.
Oh yeah, you have subtle spell. Yeah, you can do that.
But
You
then
are correct.
There's a slight problem where I have 4 total at the moment, and I'd need to subtle spell and twin spell. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's
So
one at a time anyway.
And yeah, you can't do both at the same time.
So do
Oh,
we
yeah.
want to explore here or keep going? Because it doesn't feel like there's a quick path to the surface this way, based on the air.
Mm,
we can.
Let's just see what's around here first, and then I feel like we should just go
I
backwards.
don't. Fred would not want to stay too long in the Underdark. In all
Yeah.
honesty, there's not much for us here in terms of our larger objectives. So I say we rest up, potentially even long rest.
it's been an hour.
It's been like I don't know, like 5 hours since your last long rest.
So, okay. Then what we can do is I can convert spell slots into sorcery points, and then whilst we're above air, whilst we have air, I can twin spell 2 people back into killer whales, and then we can continue at the faster pace, try a different air pocket. Or does anyone else have anything that's beneficial to our movement, such as enlarge, reduce, or
I have nothing else. I'm looking through them, and
I don't have anything. either.
kinetic jaunt only lasts for a minute. That's not going to be helpful.
I mean,
So what is your overall plan here right now? What's your goal? Where do you want to end up with
I
this?
feel like we should just go back. We're not gonna go anywhere with this, so we should just go
Yeah.
back and then move on with life.
Well, we were trying to find either the dragon or some possible way to actually help release my patron, perhaps. I guess there's a question on if we think the dragon would be in the Underdark for some reason.
I feel like if it was gone already, it just doesn't want to be found, you know.
And
So
I-
far, based on the amount of like caves that you saw and everything, it seems like this is a fairly complex network. So really, if the dragon is down here, it could be anywhere. It could take you days to try and explore all of this if you wanted.
Now, you guys said you were actually down here before?
mm-hmm.
Up near the dwarven. Well, we entered Ragornir, and as we did, there was like a landslide type thing, and we were tumbled into the Underdark, and then we walked all the way to underneath Stoneholm and came up.
Did you meet any of the locals?
Yes, we did. That was one of our that's when one of our PCs came in. Was while we were in the Underdark, and that's the
Yours.
Drow princess Janice.
you also met some more locals. You met the dwarves, which were afflicted, the first afflicted you met. But then, what I thought about right away was that you did meet one local who you never met, but I guess at this point it's been so long. I could probably reveal to you the unfortunate fortune of that gnome, which you may have guessed already that they unfortunately died when you burnt down their laboratory, because they were hiding in the lab. They were they saw somebody coming and they just like hid away, and they are.
I thought
That's why the group is called the Fire Starters.
yeah, we found.
Yeah.
Was that our first fire that we started, or the second? The second.
I think that was the second.
Third?
I think that was the second one. I don't remember what the first one was, but
The first one was in the cave with the spiders and the
Right.
dragon's skeleton and the scientist.
That's
We
right.
tend to set a lot of scientist stuff on fire.
But that was a bad scientist, the alchemist, so that's
I'd
fine.
say the gnome was also a bad scientist.
Hmm.
I'm going to say that.
Yes.
Well, Frid didn't
Just
know if
'cause
it was a good or
He
a
was
bad.
from the Underdark.
He had dangerous
Yeah,
stuff
so
on
just because someone's from a particular part of town, they must be evil. I see.
He had traps that hurt us. That's evil.
It was such a trap. But anyways, yeah. They have been in the Underdark before, yeah.
Just wanted to see if you had any idea if they've been having a better or worse time with the afflicted than.
I will note that we've never been to any cities in the Underdark. Just like random people who were in the cave system.
I wonder if they have some other way of dealing with this compared to like how the Empire created Arcanium.
That would be cool. Yeah, I think we should head back because we're not going to get.
Here's a really, really wild idea that's probably really, really bad. Let's try and find a ley line and swim through the ley line to get to the Tower of Arc.
Did you say the last person that did that exploded?
She did, yeah.
I said it wasn't a great idea.
It's not a great idea.
Also, as far as you know, ley lines are not actually like things you can swim through necessarily. They are just sort of things that affect the surroundings, so that would not.
But that's given me an idea. Try and follow a ley line, another one, somehow above ground to get into the Tower of Arc. Maybe?
It's a possibility. So are we going to go back through and try searching another tunnel? Or are we going to try seeing what this actually leads to?
I'd rather go for another tunnel than try it with the Underdark.
Okay. If you do want to try doing the subtle spell thing for your polymorph, like I said, I can have us go into the lantern again, so then it would just be one person holding the lantern and riding along with one killer whale, which would presumably be you. And that would work for up to 10 hours.
I spell slot wise have 2 more 4th levels for polymorph, then 2 5th levels that I can upcast polymorph, then a 6th and a 7th polymorph. So that's potentially 4, 5, 6 hours. Unless we do some very fancy shenanigans with spell slots. But I also need... What's the rate of conversion for them?
I think it's the level plus 1.
At higher levels, it costs more, and you can only convert up to 5th level, I think.
Okay, yeah, it actually says right in the thing that you posted, converting a spell slot to sorcery points gives you the number of equal to the slot's level. And creating a spell slot. Oh, that says it's just on a table.
Yeah, I've got the table as well. So
Yeah.
So you should use the higher ones first, and then. Oh no, never mind. Oh, sorry, never mind. I got confused. That doesn't mean anything. Who would be the best person to stay outside with you?
I mean, I can't cast spells, so there's no point to me
bless you.
staying out.
I mean, I can. The first time I can do it with us all out for the first hour.
No, because you'll go faster with just the lantern.
Yeah.
Lantern plus 1 rider, right? Because somebody has to hold on to the lantern.
Yeah.
Yeah, would that allow for
Pyros
speed?
have to go. Should be. It's like normal riding, right? Normal mount, which goes at full speed.
Right.
I've been reduced to a mount.
Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. I'm just saying mechanically it should be.
No, it's fine. First I
There's
find
no
out
point
I'm
versus me
adopted,
doing it all the
then I
time.
find out I'm a mount.
And then you found out you're a fugitive.
And of course, there were the tunnels, which would be too small for the killer whale, which would pose more of a problem.
So I'm going into the lantern. Pyros have to go in, so that just leaves Mervin to stay out, unless you want Todd to carry it.
It'd probably be easier to have Todd in the lantern too.
Yeah. So that just leaves Mervin and Fred outside, which could work.
Yeah. Best buds.
The OGs. Let's ignore everything else and just go back to Hanoon, eh, Mervin?
Yes, please.
Yeah, what's wrong with that
Mom.
plan, right? What's wrong?
So, are you still just like planning this out, or are you actually doing something right now?
This,
Doing something? So the others are in the lantern.
They have gone into the lantern already.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure thing. So as the others go into the lantern, give me just a sec here. Yes. So as the others go into the lantern, Mervin and Fred, what's your AC?
17.
13. I meant to say 30, 30.
Okay. Yeah. So you both suddenly notice that there's. Well, yeah. I guess you noticed them when they hit you. You are hit by crossbow bolts out of the dark, and yeah, they hit you both. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Shield. I'll use shield.
Sure. I'm gonna
Wait, are
need
we in
you
the
to.
water?
No.
No, we're not under.
No, we're not.
Yeah. I still need Mervyn to make the Constitution saving throw.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
I use a lucky charge on that.
Do you want a flash of genius? Instead?
I'm going to.
You just
use a
shield
lucky
it, so you
charge
can't use it.
Oh, you're right.
to re-roll that.
Well,
And
thankfully
then,
you can take either one.
yeah, I will pick the first one.
All right. So Fred, you take 6 points of damage, piercing damage, and Mervyn, you take 11 points of piercing damage, and yeah, you're all good except that then. I'm gonna need you to roll for initiative. Including
Hang on, guys.
everybody in the lantern as well.
Yeah. Is there something we can click on for the selection?
Sure thing. We're gonna be reusing a map because I really had no idea you were gonna end up in here. But so the area here to the I guess some of you can't actually see. So I'll bring your tokens out, but you are in the lantern. So the area over here is now that's where the pool is, where you came from. The like platform to the west side.
Is the blue circle my initiative? The blue circle.
Hold on. No, it didn't clear out again. Ah! Why does it never clear? I'm gonna clear the whole thing. I'm gonna add your turns manually.
Thank you.
I'm not sure if my HP is showing for you guys, but yours are for me.
Oh, Todd, why are you not at full?
Because you didn't heal Todd.
I didn't feel Todd.
Yeah. Why did I add a turn to Todd? No. Todd gets no turns. Okay, Pyros is 7. Fred is 6. What are these rolls? Mervyn is
17.
19. And Sarah is 8. And your assailants, whom some of you can see, right?
I assume
No.
we still had light going.
Yeah, you do have light, but they are outside of the light.
How far is my dark vision?
Probably
Oh.
16.
Oh yeah, they are a little bit outside of your range, so you can't see them. But I need to roll for their initiatives anyway.
Which way is the water?
The cliff
It's
thing.
yeah,
Water.
to the west.
Beautiful.
And yeah, so these are gonna be hold up. Initiative is yes.
How far does this reach? Oh, it is 60 feet. In any case, I'm not there, so ignore me.
We can only hear, we cannot see.
Yeah. So let's order this.
Ow.
Yeah, you would have heard like, "Oh, I'm dying." But another attack comes from the dark, directed at, I don't know, let's say Fred. You happen to end up closest to them here. So Frid is. Oh, okay. You see another bolt come out of the dark, but it misses. Frid just barely goes off the side.
Yay.
And then you hear. You hear somebody say something, but you don't understand them. Yeah, they are the speech as well as the crossbow bolts have been coming from the east, and yeah, somebody says something in a language, which you don't know.
Would I be able to understand it?
You cannot understand it either. But, well, I'm going to leave it to you, but I think all of your characters would possibly have a guess at what the language is, if not based on context clues, then based on what it might sound like. But anyways, it is Mervin's turn.
Woo woo. I yell, don't come out just yet. I think we can run. Fred, let's get out of here. And I'm gonna how big is 20 feet? Oh, beautiful. I'm gonna cast pyrotechnics. But we're gonna sadly use the smoke feature, not the fireworks feature. And we're gonna put the smoke, yeah, like centered here, so that it goes 20 feet.
Yeah, 20-foot radius.
20-foot radius.
Oh. So double that.
Yep.
Like that. And that. Is that okay?
Yep, that's beautiful. And then I will move. I'll leap into the water. Like that, I guess.
Which one of you has the lantern?
Oh, I guess I
Mervin.
have to be holding it. Yeah.
And you jump.
My arm to cast the spell.
So you jump into the water?
Yes.
Do you like keep going, or do you just jump in?
I have to wait for Fritz, so I'm just waiting.
Okay. Then it is the turn of. Yes, it's not Celery's turn yet. Let's see. I mean, I guess I need to also. Hold on. Since we can do this fancy, we will do it fancy. There.
Great.
Heavily upskilled.
We can't see them either. Can't see us, and we can't see them.
All right. So let's see.
Unless it's those drow from before who can drink those potions of
Right.
see through anything.
They were like royal assassins. I'd be surprised if these happened to be the same.
Yeah, they specifically were sent on a mission to do that, and they had, you know, special stuff going on with them. So, okay. All right, then it is Celery's turn.
I'm just going to help Pyros in case he wants to cast a spell, and I'll stabilize it. That's it.
All right. Pyros?
Sending.
Yeah, I
You
don't
know,
have.
send-
Yeah, I really don't have anything that would actually be helpful here. So, just waiting.
Okay. Frid.
Okay. So I need to bonus action, make some sorcery points.
You need to?
Well, it would be useful to be able to recast polymorph later.
Oh, with subtle spell, yeah,
Yeah.
I see.
So can I do multiple at once, or do I have to just pick a higher level one to convert?
I think it's just one at a time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one at a time. One spell slot at a time.
Yeah, as one bonus action.
So you can
I will convert.
use first, second, or third.
Nah, not because I can hold 4 sorcery points. So I might as well. Let's convert a 4th level spell slot into 4 sorcery points. That's my bonus action. Then, whilst running, can I cast a spell whilst running and moving, or do I have to be stationary for it?
No, I mean you can.
'Cause I'd like to
As
cast-
normal, you can break up your movement during your turn.
Okay, then I will cast polymorph so that it goes off whilst I'm jumping into the water. Polymorph
Cool.
myself into an orca.
Can
So
you
I kind of
imagine?
like
You polymorph
dive.
yourself into a whale. You kind of have to fall off over into the water.
yeah. So then that'll use my last 4th level spell slot, and I will be a whale, killer whale in the water.
And are you gonna move your token at all?
That's a good question. So
Woo.
once Mervyn grabs hold of me, I will move. So
All right. Then it is the end of Frid's turn, so how long does the smoke last? 1 minute. Or until a strong wind disperses it. There is no strong wind here, I can tell you.
I was like, this is a perfect place to use pyrotechnics.
Yeah. Then Mervyn, it's your turn.
I grab a hold of my new best friend, the killer whale,
August.
and I guess I shout back, long live House Drialis! Because that's his name. For no reason other than to antagonize them. And I'm ready to go. I have nothing else to do.
Yeah, that's something you specialize in, antagonizing everyone. Okay, then before it is Celery's turn, it is the turn of one of these drow elves, who comes out around the smoke and sees sees that you have become a killer whale, and you're just sort of swimming there, and they decided that the best course of action is to unload another crossbow bolt into you, and they decide,
To the whale?
yeah, I mean, I'm wondering whether which one they would want to shoot. I mean, I guess they would realize that the whale is your, like, escape escape vehicle here, so they would shoot that. So, Frid, I guess you have an AC of 12, so you've managed to become even worse.
And you have to make concentration checks.
I don't think you do. You?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Polymorph is concentration, yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. They somehow fumble the whole thing and shoot the crossbow bolt into the ceiling of the cabin or something.
They're so surprised to see a killer whale.
Yeah, they're just like.
Has a drow ever seen a killer whale?
What the hell is that?
So yeah, they completely miss you. They rolled a 1, but no worries because there's another drow who runs in after them and also shoots Frid, who, by the way, is now Frid is now that.
I'm one step closer to being a dragon. I've got the size.
I was originally thinking, oh man, we should have positioned ourselves so that so that we'd have to shoot through me to get to you, but you're massive.
Yeah, that's not really gonna happen. So this one hits, so I'm gonna need a Constitution saving throw. You have a Constitution of +1.
Oh,
I'll just roll a flat d20.
Sure.
Oh,
Oh, look at that! What a roll! You do still take 8 points of damage, piercing damage.
the whale.
Whale's health.
How many,
Yeah, which
how
is
many hit
90.
points does the whale?
90, yeah.
Yeah.
90? Okay, great.
But you do still need to roll for concentration, though.
I thought he already did.
That was the
No, that was
Oh,
poison.
that was
Poison.
for
Yeah.
poison.
But this is my modifier.
Oh, God.
Mm,
I would like to use lucky on that. To roll it again.
but so, hold on. Wait, before you do, it would still be the killer whale's constitution.
yeah. So the
Would
plus
it?
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, because you are polymorphed into this thing, so you are using its stats.
Or
Okay, sure.
is it proficient? No.
I am ready with Flash of
13.
Genius.
So yeah, that would work.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, you just need above 10, right?
Yep. And then it is the Celery and Pyros. Do you do anything?
Yeah, like if they want to die so badly, we could always come out. Like seriously, it's just a drought.
I think
We're fine.
I'm gonna say that to
shouldn't-
Pyros, but I'm like,
Yeah, I think we
I
shouldn't
get that.
unless Frid becomes
Unwhaled.
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 let's continue.
If we're underwater now, we might not even be able to hear.
I mean, you're not underwater yet, I suppose. Well, I don't know. How does you? No, wait. You would probably be underwater because I don't know how Mervyn would be swimming with keeping the lantern up.
Yeah.
The lantern is in my. Yeah, I have a handle in my mouth.
I'm gonna use that action again. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you need
but Pyros doesn't do anything. Yeah, Frid, do you just swim away?
If Mervyn is now holding on to me, I will, yes, just start swimming away.
All right,
Dash. You can dash now.
Yes, dash even. I will dash even.
all right.
120 feet.
The drow do not seem to pursue you.
Can you imagine?
They
Can you
jump
get
in
back
the
to the
water.
whale? Woohoo!
You defeated the drow. I mean, you escaped from the drow, but good job. You have confirmed that there are drow in these caves.
It would have been great to try that plane shift on one of the drow and see if it works. Like,
Well, the specifically says
yep.
you and up to 8 willing creatures, so
there's a second part to it where if it's unwilling, you could just send it. It's like a banishment, but you have to do a attack roll.
But anyways, you're swimming away again, and Frid, you're in control as to where you want to go.
Back to the cave to start with.
Yep. I mean, that's the only place you can go. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're back in the underwater lake.
Then we try a different tunnel. It's big enough for me to swim through as a whale.
Okay. Going up or
What's the alternative to going up?
sideways or down?
What's lower than the Underdark?
Scary stuff.
The lower Underdark. There's the upper Underdark and the lower Underdark, and then there's the what is it called? The really bad place.
Nightmares.
Do I
Like-
know anything about any of those places?
Well, you as a killer whale, you know nothing. but but I mean, so you know about the Underdark now, and you know, like, you've probably read a couple of books since then, and heard some stories from your drow friend. So the upper Underdark is where the drow live, and that's so they are like top
The nice
level.
ones.
Yeah, they are the nice ones, and then there's the lower Underdark, which is like the wilderness, which has really bad things. The drow sometimes go down there. They have some cities there, and you know, other Underdark residents are there as well. But then there's like depths. I gotta check what is it called. But that's the place that the drow are afraid of.
Right, so we're going to go upwards for a different one.
Yeah, it's just called the lower dark.
upper dark,
So-
lower dark.
Yeah. So upwards. Yep. So do I still have it around here? No. I don't know. I'll just throw you back on the big map because you don't know where you are now. You are lost. Lost in the caves beneath the world.
We don't know how to get out now.
I mean, you're not lost because you are aware of where you came from. You can go back, but you decided not to go through that tunnel, so you are technically lost in the sense that you have no idea where you are. You start swimming through there. Pyros and Celery, I suppose you're just chilling. Yeah.
Alright.
And
I can
also,
actually take a short rest inside. So I'm going to take a short rest.
yeah, I mean, within 10 minutes of being there, you would have already received the benefits of a short rest, so you don't necessarily need to take one. But yeah, you two have the benefit of a short rest. Mervyn, on the other hand, is
Hanging on
It's
to
wet.
their life.
It's so cool.
I mean, the people in the lantern as well, you are still wet because you just like came out of swimming, but you're drying up, and Frid is living life as a killer whale, and you're making your way through this tunnel, and it takes you about, let's say, out of the like big cave lake, you swim for like half an hour, and you end up in pretty much a very similar place. Not the same place, obviously, but pretty much the same. Another little lake leading up into a little cabin in the Underdark.
So I'll hold up the lantern and yell an update to Iros and Valerie.
Yell.
And then say, yeah. And then I'll say we should go back down, try another tunnel.
Do I understand that?
Yeah, right. You know polymorph. You are supposed to know polymorph. You do understand it, right? Can't speak, cast spells, any other actions.
I mean, people teach killer whales tricks. I'm sure they know some.
Well, I mean,
No, but we are talking about the spell now. Like, you're supposed to know your spells, so please tell me. I'm reading it right now, but you're supposed to know if you can understand.
I think if you're directed to go in a certain direction, you should be able to go that way, right?
So you really are a mount.
It does not say anything about you being able to understand speech or anything.
Certain statistics, including mental ability scores, are replaced by statistics of the chosen beast. It assumes, or it retains its alignment personality, but then everything else is the new form.
well, regardless, I see this area. I don't like this area. We'll go back, try a different tunnel.
All right. Well, I mean, it's going to take about 10 minutes, and then your polymorph is going to drop.
And then when it does, I will subtle spell, cast.
But it drops him
Polymorph.
straddling Fred.
Wait, let me just check something. Okay, so I can use a first, only one point sorcery point to cast it with subtle spell, which I will do, and then I will use a 5th level spell slot to cast polymorph. Polymorphing myself into a killer whale, and I'll continue on the journey.
And you want to go to a new tunnel that leads up?
Yep.
All right. Same story.
Okay. Go back, and this time we'll look for a tunnel that goes horizontal. Sideways, yeah.
Yep. So go ahead and remove your points for another polymorph trick. And you make your way through there, and eventually this tunnel goes a little bit down, but then comes up again, and you end up in a very similar place as to before.
Ugh.
Okay.
Should we keep
We have
going?
no knowledge of this. I'm going out the way we came, back up to the surface, to the
Yeah.
lair. This has been very fruitful, but I will be going back to the surface.
Sometimes you gotta investigate.
All right. That's going to be another polymorph. spell and sorcery points. And yep, you're back in Hofnidring's lair. No gold dragon to be seen.
And then I will cancel the polymorph and say to the lantern, you can come out now.
All right, then I'll kick us out.
So overall, you've spent the better part of the day doing this. You are, I guess, Mervyn, who has been having to kind of sit there in cold water all day. You're probably not feeling the best.
No, not at all.
Yeah, you're all probably, well, I mean, the ones in the lantern are probably not very tired, but the others are a little bit on the tired side now. Plus, you got shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay. Should we take a long rest in here and then? Because, Celery, what do we need to get out?
What do we need to get out? Are we just going out the same way that we are coming in from?
Yeah, I know, but do you have all the spell slots you need to get all of us through?
Yeah, I have enough spell slots. If you're gonna take a long rest, you probably should go across the room first, then take a long rest there. So I'll be refreshed.
We can also
Oh, I
visit the
see.
tower from in here, I suppose.
Oh yeah, we could step into but the tower's so far from where we want to be, though.
I mean, where do we want to be right now?
I thought we wanted to go to the tower. Oh yeah, where do we?
We want to go into the desert, right? But the thing is
Yeah.
that we need to prepare to go into the desert.
We have to kind of have a
Otherwise-
goal. Like, what are we going to do when we get there? Because right now, we don't really know what to do when we get there.
Here's a wild idea. We go through the vine to our tower, and then walk from the tower to somewhere else. Maybe go down by Catbury, Woodston, and then go prepare like that. Or,
What do you
or
guys think
smuggle
about
on a ship.
taking the sea route? Yeah, I was thinking that too. What about a sea route? Go from port to port, like from Cadbury to Port.
Oh, that's such a great idea.
Of course, Kate's up for another ship adventure.
I love it. Yes.
Then we don't need to go through the sand. But then again, we have no idea where Pyro's patron wants to bring him to.
Well, I mean, I know where he's currently, or where they're stuck. The only real issue we had there would be, you know, having a way to get them out and, you know, traveling through the desert. And then, of course, if we go to the tower, we need to have a way to be able to get in there.
Yeah, getting into the tower is a big problem.
What tower? The Vine Tower?
Tower of Arc.
No,
Oh,
the
tower.
Oh, yeah. Because I was like
But I
thinking,
feel like at
you
this
already got
point-
into the Vine Tower.
yeah. I mean,
I
we need
feel
to
like
find
at
a way to
this
get into
point
the
we
vault of
have
that tower.
We do.
I feel like at this point we don't have any leads to do anything, so we can't do anything that's gonna bring us to somewhere probably. Otherwise, we're just gonna sit here and do nothing. We should just retire.
Live the rest of your
I'm
lives
all
in
up for
this
retiring.
lost
I'm all up for
dwarven city.
retiring.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I feel like right now all things point towards going into the desert. So
Right.
Yeah.
we should figure out a route there and prepare to go into the desert. So it's either the sea route or we walk through it, right?
Yeah, I mean, we knew how to get into the vault of the tower, that might have something for us in the Vine Tower. Just because obviously we believe the tower was made by the same people that fought the Calamity, and Inyok kind of confirmed that.
Maybe the vault is magically unlocked now that the thing's been fixed. We can be hopeful, right?
Let's do that. Let's go there and see. But we still have to wait for midnight before we can enter.
Right. Unless we left the door open last time.
So are you using the vine in the lair of the dragon?
We might as well, right? Is there any reason not to?
If we don't get forcefully transported back, I guess we could just walk to Cadbury as well. And then take the sea route if we don't want to walk through the desert.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you use the vine in the lair?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Then you are in or at the tower.
Well, that's
Oh,
tight.
hey, it's the roots here.
That's tight.
Of you are up there.
I guess we'll do it.
And the
closer to
bodies-
midnight, right?
The bodies of the people that Mervyn killed are still here.
Yeah, we should probably clean that up.
No, I like the scene. It makes people not want to go near to the tower. We should keep it. We should leave it as it is.
You want to keep
Um,
rotting bodies?
Yeah, the bodies at this point would probably be smelling pretty bad.
Yeah.
And there would
just
probably be
cremate them.
there would probably be some like little critters that are coming in to snack on them. And birds. So it's probably a pretty gruesome sight. Like, it was a pretty gruesome sight the first time you came in here after Mervyn had killed them, and you just came back and there was a whole bunch of bodies. But now it's probably a little bit worse.
This might
'Cause
be a
it's been-
slightly dark question.
It's been a long time.
Do they practice cremation here?
I mean, the Empire has many different customs, so some burn bodies, others bury them. You don't really know anything about these people, so you don't really know about their cultures or anything.
Because
We should just go the route of convenience and burn them up.
I mean, if we
also
put
the
them
safest
together,
thing.
I could use Flame Strike.
Make sure flame
Or we
strike
can just
them. I'm just gonna,
firebolt them, because that will set them on
Yeah.
fire.
I'm
might
gonna
take a long
create
time.
on fire. This thing
Wait,
just stays
ignites
there,
them.
right? Yeah, just stay there. Cremate them.
Yeah, I mean, you are, well, create bonfire is just 1 minute.
Yeah, I could just keep casting it, right?
Yeah, but that would require you to actively stay there and keep burning them, like, instead of, because you're going into the I noticed that you are going into the D&D mentality of let's fix this with magic, when you can create a fire, you know. There's
Oh,
these huts are made out of wood. You could just like create a pyre and throw them on that and just light the pyre on fire and leave it be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, have we
Sounds
looked through the huts if there's anything of note?
I believe we did at
Yep.
the first time.
You grab the gold, you grab the map telling you where it is.
So yeah, I guess we can just get the bodies into a pile of wood, set it off.
All right. The bodies have been taken care of. The portal behind you seems to be more stable than it was before. Now that you notice it, and as the Moon Elves pointed out.
Should we go to the vote and see if anything changes?
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
And along the way, see if there's any buttons.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the vault, you don't find any buttons, the vault is not magically open.
Should we inspect all?
Remind me, there's no keyhole, right?
No.
But Dupe said that there would. It seemed like the type of door that would have a panel, or something to open it. So maybe we could look around for that. Like really.
No, like there is a mechanism somewhere that opens it, but you also already looked for it, yet you didn't find it.
Yeah, we didn't find anything in this basement here. And there was literally nothing in the other floors.
So maybe there's a remote somewhere. All right. How long would it take Todd to break down the door?
Without any tools and without knowing how thick it is, you have no idea.
Okay.
But most likely, again, without any tools, 5 years? I don't know.
And I believe that we already confirmed that Parsnip cannot go through any part of the wall.
Yeah. Or the door.
In the basement level, I can't. The upper levels, yes, it's fine.
So yeah, do you take a long rest in the tower then?
Yeah, let's just do that.
All right. You wake up to a morning after having slept on the floor of this empty tower, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could have taken some of like the beds from the little huts, but
Yeah, some smelly bandits
We'd also
bed
have our own
rolls.
bed rolls, most likely.
Yeah, you have. So I think
Probably
your own is better.
I'm gonna take out water breathing.
is the portal
everyone.
still there?
Yes.
Oh wow!
Can we
Cool.
close the portal from this side?
Would we really want to?
You have no clue how you would do that.
Okay, but if we have to go through, that means we are walking through the desert.
Oh, I have to.
I mean, unless we want to leave an open portal to the Cold Dragon's lair. So I'm not sure if they'd appreciate that.
Is Celery preparing Aura of Vitality?
Celery doesn't prepare that.
Okay, that's fine. I'll keep it prepared.
Oh yeah, were you changing any of your things?
Yeah.
Fusions?
I think Mervin auto prepare Aura of Vitality, right? It's always prepared for you. Am I not wrong?
No. No. There's a handful of spells that I just always prepare, and then usually.
No,
I
as in
switch
like
it out.
your Battlesmith spells are always prepared, and it doesn't count towards your known spells. So Heroism, Shield, Branding, Smite, Warding, Bond, Aura of Vitality, and Conjure Barrage are always prepared. Aura of Purity and Fire Shield as well. So you
This
always
is
have
news
those.
to me, and it's wonderful news. Oh my god. Okay. Let me mark those special. Thank you for telling me that.
So you can prepare more on top of those 8 that are always prepared.
Yay! Okay, so it's okay. Wait. Thank you. I will fix that right now. Don't mind me.
She has been preparing 8 less spells.
I haven't been preparing all of those, but I have been preparing Conjure Barrage
Shield, obviously.
and Aura of Vitality and Shield.
Aura of
Oh, I
Purity.
think
BRB.
I'll copy it for you so you know which one they are.
yes, please. I was trying to find it, but it's taking me a minute. Okay. How do I want to mark that?
All right,
what's
but
our
what
plan
is
from
your...
here?
Yeah, what's your plan?
Go back to the lair and then walk through wherever we need to go, I guess.
Okay, but like, are we gonna head towards one of the cities of Ran? Are we going to see if we can head to where my patron is bound? See if there's anything we can do even without Eniok or the dragon? Are we gonna walk
Yep.
through?
Until we go
Underdark.
and see like, until we go there and see like what's up, I don't think we have a clue like how we can free your patron. So we probably need to see it first, then can take the next course of action.
Now that I know that I have all these extra spells prepared, I can free your patron. I'm so much more powerful.
Yeah. I feel like we should just go through the desert. So again, I think it's 2-dimension door. Dimension door. One goes back. Take another person through a dimension door. Yep. Yeah. I only need 2-dimension door to bring you guys back
Okay.
out.
So you are teleporting back to the Gold Dragon's lair?
Going back through the portal.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Do you leave the portal open?
No. How do we close it?
Yeah, I suppose you don't know.
Oh, it doesn't close. It's just open there.
It's open.
See if we can pull the vine out of the portal or something.
Does somebody want to give me an Arcana check?
Sure.
So, Selry, you figure out that, yeah, you can just... Basically, you just grab the side of the portal and it turns back into the vine.
Okay. I will do that. Does it look like it still need charging or it can just be open?
It has 2 charges left.
2 charges left.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
2 out of 3.
Nice. And I assume
You
when we
know.
get back, the dragon is not there now.
No.
I'll teleport people out with help, so it's stabilized.
Does someone
Yep.
have identify ready?
I mean, I have it as a ritual that I can cast anytime.
Do you want to ritually cast it on the statue of the dragon?
Sure. It would just take 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Why not? We got so much time now.
I guess technically it takes the normal time plus 10, so it's 11 minutes.
Okay, you identify the statue. It is not a magical item.
Just a statue.
As far as you can tell, it is just stone. Very well carved stone, mind you. In the intricate form of a dragon, and made out of stone. So yeah, that's somebody who's got skills has done that.
And
Yeah, the context tells you that it was probably the dwarves.
and are the scales just like painted yellow, or is it actually like shiny? Looks like it might have been gilded.
It looks like it's been like covered in like gold. Anyways, do you just leave the city?
Yeah, unless there's anything else we want to do. If we want to try to go through the mine, which, considering the what we saw underneath the mountains, probably a good chance that mine leads down to the Underdark.
Mm-hmm.
You could go
So
and
no-
fight some
no
drow
one-
if you want.
Yeah.
Drow and, their servants and spiders and everything. All right, well, you make your way out of Durgazeth, and yep, you are by the mountainside.
From our big map, could
Mhm.
we try and estimate how long it would take us to get to the main road? It goes to Joss.
From Kantok, you mean?
From, well, yeah, between Joss and Kantok, that road.
And you mean like the shortest route, so you mean like, yeah. So, I mean, it would theoretically just be like a day's travel there, but it would take you through like completely unknown desert, so you don't know for sure. It's hard to say.
Now that we have
Because-
the bind,
so-
we could always go there
and-
to hide
and-
everything out.
So an option for you to that would be to hold on, where's the thing? There we go. Is if you just follow the tree line back towards Kantok, then you wouldn't need to cross that much of the desert to get through a road.
I have a question about the lantern.
Okay.
For the purposes of, like, the target of a spell or something like that being a certain amount of feet away from you, am I, like, far away from something inside the lantern?
It is an extra dimensional space.
You're an infinite amount of distance away, yes.
Okay.
Well, even
I
more
feel
than
like we shouldn't go
infinite.
back-
Yeah.
I feel like we shouldn't go back to Kentuck though. That's like just going back to the Imperial Army.
Yeah.
No,
I'd rather just
like
go
we sh-
straight south and risk it.
Yeah, I mean, I did not mean that you would go straight to the city. I meant that you would follow the tree line and then head to the road when you're a little bit closer. Like, there's no, you don't have to leave. You don't have to cross straight into through the desert unless you're in a hurry. Like, that's the thing. If you want to get there as fast as possible, then you could risk it through there, or then you can just make it a little bit closer, and then you would have like half a day's travel through the desert.
Yeah, I can
So,
live half a day's travel. And then we're,
Mm-hmm.
as long as we're still pretty far from the Empire, that's good enough for me.
and since like Pyros would know the way, we don't really need a compass either, right?
No, I mean, Pyros would not know necessarily this area of the desert. The Pyros' patron is down south of Kantok, so it would not really help here.
Yeah.
And even then, having like a compass would still be a thing, because Pyros is not, even if you know your way, you would still need to like figure out your orientation.
And my point is like in the general direction, like Pyros would know the general direction that leads to the patron, even if you're lost in the desert.
No, I mean, there's no, as far as I don't know, there's no power like that in your
You
kit.
need, like,
Ooh.
landmarks, really.
That, like you don't have any sort of pull towards the patron.
Then maybe walking through the desert isn't the best idea. We still have to go fight the Imperial Army. So annoying.
We should be able to avoid the Imperial Army fairly easily.
Yeah, let's skirt around the desert then.
Okay.
All right.
Line towards Kentuck.
Yep. So you would travel until the end of the day, you would be very close to where the Moon Elves live. And yep, do you want to just rest in the forest? Sleep in the forest?
Sure.
Yeah, they didn't seem exactly like they wanted us to, you know, drop by for a visit last time.
Yep. You sleep without any problems, and then how do you want to continue on in the morning?
At this point, let's just cut across south through the
At
desert.
this point, is how do Pyros feel about going towards where we need to go? Because you're really the one that's leading us there.
Wait, where do you think we're going?
Towards Pyros Patron, right?
Yeah, that's where we're going. Because if we were going to the Tower of Ak, we would have started in the opposite
No,
direction.
it's not here. It's more like here. You see where I'm paying? It's more like here,
My-
which means you have to pass by Pentok.
So my idea was we go to Jost and then get a map of the surroundings and supplies, and then we could go to the Tower of Ak. That's what getting to the main road was for. But if we're going to where Pyros' patron is, we can do that. I don't mind.
Yeah, I guess the idea was to try and figure out what's actually going on, see if we can actually solve the situation right now, or just use that information to figure out what we need to do. Because I know they wanted me to bring Eniok there, but obviously that's not an option right now.
Sure. We can go
Right.
there then.
Let's go there.
Okay. So you head straight south towards the route there that you know of.
And I forgot. Can we have the previous night sending to Zaruth so that I can do spell
No,
story? Okay, fine. We'll do it. The
because you did not do it.
Okay, fine. I keep forgetting, but we'll get it one of these days.
Yeah, I mean, I would not. I am not really sure why Mervin's priority would be to ask, "Hey, can I drop that spell?" But but fine. Yeah, you make your way. You start making your way through the desert. You immediately notice the high heat, the dry air and everything, and you realize that and the sand is hard and everything, and you realize that going through here is gonna be very rough. Who's leading you?
I guess it would make sense for me to.
All right, then give me a survival check.
Yeah.
So you the desert is of course not like completely flat. There's hills of dunes and everything, so you can't see actually at the end of the day. You can't see that far a lot of time. But you make your way towards the south, what you think is the south, and the others notice that the heat and everything is starting to kind of play tricks on you already after this pretty short distance, and you notice that you are needing to drink more than usual and such to keep yourselves up, and I guess Mervin is casting some spells.
Once we need it, I will cast create food and water.
Yep. Well, we haven't really tracked your food supplies, but then again, you also didn't really make much of a point of getting any in Kantok, so I'm gonna say that you're gonna need it. Yeah. you're gonna need to cast it.
Well, we'll definitely need it for the water because there's no way we
I
thought
do also
to
have
put-
shape water,
Which does that create water?
I think it does.
No,
No, I don't think it does.
it shapes water.
This is 15 humanoids and 5 sticks, so
Yeah,
that's 3 times
okay.
the amount that we need, right?
Yeah.
At least 3 times.
Is 15 or 5?
Which is
yeah,
good for the
30,
water.
30 gallons of water is so like that's enough for us to bathe ourselves as well. Like that's so much.
It does require containers.
Yeah, but you probably have enough for like having to drink and eat.
Irvin will dump out his suitcases.
Filling some of the beakers from the alchemy supplies for Ree.
But yeah, it takes you like half a day's travel through this, and yeah, you realize very much that just going through a random part of the desert is probably gonna be a bad time for you, without any proper preparation, without a map of the area, so on and so on. You do notice that on the way from where you came down to the road, there wasn't anything there. It was completely empty of an area. But eventually you end up at what looks like the main reason you realize that this is the road that you're looking for is that you see in the distance you see a caravan going to the west, and you see another one. You can actually see Kantok from here, and you can see like people going in and out there.
Can we still see the airship?
No.
Can we see where it should be?
Yes.
Great. Okay.
Unless it has lowered down or something.
Yeah.
But it is not, as far as you can tell from this distance, it is not where it was.
Yeah. I mean, they had the elevator, so why would they lower it? Okay.
So, what is the plan? Because you were kind of divided on this.
If Pyros wants to try and free his patron, I am happy to go and try and do that. But I also like Fred's plan of going to Jost and seeing what they have in ways of information about the Tower of Aka and stuff like that.
Yeah, because there's also the one thing is that, as said, you feel like it's not that fun to go through the desert randomly, and if you were starting to go towards Pyros' patron right now, as the bird goes, then yeah, you would be doing the same. So your options would be, I mean, that is an option, but other options would be to go you could go to yours just if you want, or you could also follow the road over to Kantok or closer to Kantok, and then follow the other road south of there.
Oh, I see. And then just divert from the path just a little bit to get to the...
Yeah, and that's the path that Pyros knows.
Okay. So, Pyros, do you want to go free your patron?
At least to see what's going on.
Okay, then
But if we need to make preparations, then
No, my vote is for that.
So are we going back to Kantok, then going onto the south road, or are we just cutting through the desert?
it'd
mean,
probably
we're
be easier to follow the road as much as possible.
Yeah, follow the road. We're not going to go into Kantok.
Okay.
But we're going to kind of...
Then I think you better do the sending to the road so that we can get this guy self. Otherwise, we're just gonna be in plain sight and caught.
We should also let Zerud know that we're wanted.
Oh, right.
in case Zarud pops back into.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you want me to say to Zarud?
Are you okay? Do you still need? Are you using the spell?
I'm sure
on
he's gonna
your
say yes.
maul?
Why
Are
would
you
he
Just say
not?
you want to
spell
take
on your
it
maul?
back.
Why would he not?
Well, I don't know. Mervin doesn't know this, but he has just gotten a brand new weapon, so he's not using it. So
Yeah, but there's no
but
way you would know that, so there's no reason to ask.
I feel like what you should tell him is like, we need the spell storing item, and so we have to
Oh
take it
yeah,
back instead of.
can
are
I
you-
take it back for
yeah.
a day? Yeah. Can I take
So-
the spell?
Okay, so let's back up. Let's back up here. Your friend got abducted into a portal like a week ago, and now you are deciding that you want to message them because you need to check a spell. So is your first message really gonna be like, hey, can we reuse that spell, or are you actually gonna go ahead and like ask what's going on? Where are you? Are you okay?
You're right.
That's more what I
So
was
on.
thinking.
And Fred, I just cannot believe you didn't do that immediately.
No, because actually, what we discussed before you arrived was how I wouldn't immediately say, "Are you okay? What's happened?" Because we saw and recognised Inyok's hand, and
Right.
the initial idea was to give some time for Zarud to figure out what was happening. Because Zarud wouldn't know at first, and if it was immediate danger, it wouldn't be useful to immediately disrupt that. But
Yeah, I think the idea was initially like a couple of hours or maybe a day.
yeah,
Yeah.
And then it kind of yeah.
Yeah. All right. So then the first message is, "Are you okay?"
are you
What's
okay?
going on?
Where are you? What's
Yeah.
happening?
What's going? Yeah.
Zarud tells you that he is in the abyss with Inyok, and they need to be there. Doesn't really elaborate, but says that they have a mission there that needs to be done, and that they need to do their thing on that end in order to help you on your end.
I will relay that to the party. And because I have more than one spell slot, I will send another one saying, the dragon appears to be free. Bahamut spoke to us. We're wanted by the Empire.
Just sneak that one in there.
Yeah. I guess Zarud would probably be disappointed in you.
I mean,
And
he was
I
willing
mean,
to fight the Emperor at multiple points for what he thought was right.
yeah,
So-
but I mean, yeah, but I mean, yeah, I think Zarud would probably reiterate the point of like they have a job to do over there in order to help you, and that everything's fine. He's got a new cool hammer, and they're killing demons.
Stop doing crime.
Yeah.
I will mention all but the new hammer part. Until like an hour or two later, and I'm like, oh, by the way, Mervin, Zarud's also got a new hammer. Forgot to mention that.
What? Oh yeah. Okay. So do we all want a forgery kit with disguise self on it or dark vision on it?
More immediately, we probably need disguise self.
Okay, we'll do disguise self then. So I
I
have,
there's the
have
option
disguise
of just
self,
code.
so do you.
yeah.
But you would be doing that after a long rest, right?
Yes, I would be doing that after a long rest. Yes.
Yeah. So what's the idea now that you go by Kantok and by the road to Pyros' genie?
Yeah,
Yes.
following the roads as much as possible.
All right. Well, I suppose bad news. I guess the real question is here now. On the road, where do you sleep?
Tiny huts.
Tiny hut
On
gets a little
the-
temperature, doesn't it?
So conspicuous.
Well, if someone's, I believe I haven't used it in a while. Let me see. The color or what it appears like on the outside.
Yeah, atmosphere inside is comfortable and dry regardless of the weather outside. You can make it
The
dimly
dome.
lit or dark.
The
Any color
dome
you
is
choose.
opaque.
Okay. I'd like to make it blend in with the sand. That color.
Ooh.
It would still be conspicuous because it's still like a single colored dome in the
Could we
middle of
put
everything.
blanket over it to make it look a little more less magical.
No, that would make it worse.
Okay, fine.
But so no, you can't like stealth a tiny hut. You would still be obviously in a tiny hut, but I mean, it's nothing abnormal necessarily.
Sure, we'll do that then. I'm just, I guess, be prepared to fight.
Yep. You wake up just fine, and you keep going on your travels.
I'll do the disguise self forgery kit. And then when we get close to Kantok, or when we feel we're going to go past some guards in the most populated area or whatever, I'll pass around the forgery kit, and then we can all have, including Todd.
Well, if
Including Todd.
the airship is gone, then the Imperial guards are probably gone too. So they're probably not going to be like out away from the city.
Yeah.
Better safe than sorry.
I mean, yeah.
I think better safe than sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Once we get to real close to Kantok, I mean, it'll only last an hour, so we kind of have to try and time it right. We could use it twice, because it has 10 charges, and if it's 4 of us, 1 for Todd, then we can do it twice.
Do you do it twice?
Might as
Why
well.
not?
2 hours better than 1.
Yeah,
Okay.
2 hours better than 1.
So you make your way most of the way towards Pyros' patron, and then I guess you rest for the night again in a tiny hut. And Pyros lets you know that it's going to be about like half a day's travel still over there. Tomorrow, so far, there hasn't been any problems on the road. You do see in the distance, you do see a little settlement that's further along the road. But yeah, nobody has. There's some traders have passed you, but nobody has given you any trouble. And yeah, I guess that's basically the route you've had, and that is where we'll leave off today. And something that somebody has forgotten to say is that you have leveled up. You technically, I mean, you were supposed to level up already a little bit earlier, but you level up now.
Sure.
So yeah, for next
You finally
time,
get a wish, though.
limited.
I get another cantrip.
So yeah, for next time, prepare your next level. And do you remember right that HJ is not going to be here next week?
Next week I will not be here.
Yeah. But we will probably have our new player then, though. Hopefully. But yeah, that's it for today. See you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
All right. And there we go. Thank you everyone on Twitch as well for watching. We have a bit more of an idea where we are going now, where the party wants to go now. I did not expect us to visit the Underdark today, but, you know, things happen. But as said, next week we'll probably have a new player with us joining in. And for next week, I was actually thinking tomorrow we'll probably have a stream, perhaps Elder Scrolls, or then I was also thinking about wanting to play some Factorio, so maybe that, maybe Elder Scrolls Online. We will see. But anyways, that's it for today. Thanks everyone, and bye.